Welcome to the Galen Trombley Show. Be sure to subscribe, review, and share the episode. You can follow me on social media at Galen Trombley. I hope you enjoy the show.
Greetings. Please hold for a very important message. Light speed sequence initiated. How may I help you?
Bonjour.
Security breach.
The truth shall set you free. Awesome. It's a miracle.
Stabilize. 3, 2, 1. Mission complete.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
I think so.
Wait,
Now I gotta adjust myself because I just realized my leg can't go that way.
Okay, we're good. Live. Episode 242. Forward and backwards. 242, 242. I forgot what that's called, but today's guest, Brady Channell, 2 N's, 2 L's.
Nice.
Guest has been on once or twice?
Only once, I think.
Really?
Yeah, once. Yeah,
Once. Your wife's I think that holds the record for most appearances.
probably.
And since you last came in this building, was not set up, first time really seeing it set up. So a lot has changed since we had a podcast or you last been in the building, including you have a new knee and you have 2 children.
Yes. Both accurate and both very difficult obstacles.
So
But very rewarding, minus the knee, obviously. But yes.
So what has been since the shake? So how old? The boys are what, 2 now?
2?
Weren't they born in
2 months, you mean?
2 months?
Oh, geez.
No.
Oh,
2.
I
I meant like
whoa,
months.
Whoa.
Sorry,
It hasn't been that long.
No. I'm going back. Sorry, my mind. I'm like I probably didn't say it. In my mind, I'm like months.
June 3rd. So
Almost 3 months.
Yeah. What are we at? 12.
Today's August 30th. We turned 3 months in 4
Yeah.
days.
So 3 months. Yep. So we're getting there.
What's the biggest change in your life right now in the last 3 months? Obviously, not playing as much golf.
Unfortunately,
And that's not the knee issue. But
No. Yep. True. Interval sleeping is what I call it.
okay.
So training my body to sleep in intervals rather than a long stretch of time that you're used to. So little like 2-hour power naps if you can get it in, or 30 minutes.
So this is my theory prior to having kids, and I'll give you my timeline and how things have shifted since then. I used to be. I'm gonna work my way down. So if I got 9 hours of sleep, I felt bulletproof. 9 hours. If I had more than 9, I'd feel groggy. 9 was like ideal.
Good point. Yeah.
8, I felt functional. I felt good. Like I felt great at 9. I felt good at 8. And the only reason I'd say the difference is that extra hour, I felt like I had just more energy throughout the day. It wasn't like I was lacking behind, but I feel like I had like a little shot of adrenaline with that extra hour. 7 hours, I could function. Like I was fine. I was a little like not firing all cylinders, but good. 6 hours, I felt tired. 5 hours, I was like, I got to take a nap. Like that was the breakdown. And since having kids,
Yeah. I mean,
that has all shifted back about 60 to 90 minutes.
oh, for sure.
Meaning like 6, I feel fine. 5 hours, I'm like tired. Anything under 5, then I'm like, I got to take a nap.
Yeah, your body gets definitely used to it.
Yeah.
That
So,
routine, or
and
the hopeful routine at least.
Well, I remember it was like 6 hours. Then I would wake up and be like, this is pre-kids. 6 hours, I need to get sleep. I can't sleep 6 hours. With kids, I'm like, if I get 6 hours, I'm doing well.
See, I was okay with getting, like, if I could get 6 in a row, I usually could function
6 unbroken?
6 unbroken, I felt okay. You're like, I don't need to take a nap. Like, you got 6 hours. But then, when it's like 45 minutes, 2.5 hours, and then another an hour, but you're in between. It's like, you just got to get used to, like, all right, you got to sleep when they sleep, 1, hopefully, trying to keep up with everything else going on, but 2, just train your body. I think I literally am just training my body to not.
Can you sleep during the day when they sleep?
Well, no, because I'm working. So
Oh, but I mean, just normal if you were home? Because I couldn't do that. I was up. Like
honestly, it hasn't. I mean, right in the beginning, they were a little sick, so they weren't sleeping as long at night, I guess, ish. Mm-hmm. But ever since they've been better, it's easier because I say this. I don't know if my wife likes this, but I say it's my baby and her baby. We determined that it's easier to, like, dedicate, you're taking care of this baby at night and I'm taking care of this baby at night, because we tried the whole, all right, this baby woke up wake up the other one. We'll feed them both at the same time, put them both back to sleep at the same time, and repeat the process. If one baby wants to sleep, let the baby sleep. That's what we figured out. Just let the baby sleep. So then we just dedicated, all right, this is who you're going to take care of. This is who you're going to take care of. So as that's gotten better, Elliot, who I take care of most of the time just because it's just how we figured it out, and James is more of likes his mom. Every time he's sleeping and she walks around or comes downstairs and talks like she hasn't been there in a while, he opens his eyes. Yeah. I swear to God, every single time. And I tell her, I said, if he's sleeping and you haven't been around before he fell asleep, do not talk. If you're talking when he falls asleep, fine, because they like that background noise, whatever. Yeah. But if she's not there when he falls asleep originally, she can't talk. I'm like, you will wake him up. He hears your voice. He's like, oh, Mom, hello? I'm like, no, not right now.
So this is something I have no clue. How are twins? Because you've never had just one kid, and I've never had multiple kids. Most people have never had twins, and everybody that has like heard a person having twins, or people that know you and been like twins, were like, "Yep, we have no clue." Like, do you find are they on a schedule? Or are they on this? Because one kid you get on their schedule and you're good. You guys have a massive variable.
Yeah, they're pretty good on a schedule in terms of like, you know, even if they're off an hour or two in terms of when they're sleeping, they kind of know like, all right, like this is when we might be like hanging out for this amount of time. Like, for example, they usually fall asleep around 8 or 9 till like 11:30, feed them, put them back to sleep for the night. Hopefully, well, part of the night.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it was definitely like very hit or like one was doing more like sleeping, and then the other one was wanting to be up more and hanging out. And then we didn't know, like, should we wake the other one up to get them on the same schedule? Should we let one sleep to not be on the same schedule? Should we? And then we tried both. It's trial and error, honestly. That's all it was. And we found out that the routine is, you know, babies sleep when they want to sleep, let them sleep. And basically we just try to make sure, I mean, they still eat a ton of food during the day when they're up and stuff. And like I said, their day-to-day routine is pretty similar to each other. Nighttime, we just split them up. So, you know, if one wants to sleep, they can sleep. If the other one doesn't, then, you know. How much were you prepped before having a kid?
I say prep.
What's the definition of prep? Yeah.
Like, how much preparation did you do prior to having a kid?
Before I knew we were having a kid, or when we knew?
No, you knew you were having a kid. We knew the due date.
Yeah.
Did you prep for it? Did you just like?
I told Anna to, you know, I said, listen, obviously there's a lot that needs to go into this, so you can take charge and I will assist and fund this. Not like she didn't fund stuff, but I said, I know that you're gonna get them what they need or ask for what they need. So I said, I trust it, and then just keep me in the loop. And basically we just prepared, and then, you know, we got certain stuff, like obviously buckled down. I got a second job just to make some extra cash, which was helpful because
kids aren't cheap.
Well, that, and I mean, I don't know, New York State's little paid family leave / disability stuff is
low.
Or you have to, you know, spend half your day on the phone instead of taking care of your kids to try to get it to all set up straight. So, but I mean, it was just, I mean, I feel like it's something you just can't really prep. You got to do it when you learn on the job. You figure it out. I mean, you prep normal things. Like, you got the food, you got the formula, you know, you make sure that, I'm not going on this trip, guys, in 6 months because I got a 3-month-old now. So everyone understand, this is going to be different. We're not running around. We're not doing this. We got stuff to do.
I think, a couple of things. When you have kids, like
changing your social life and just
your
making
life
sure
changes,
that, like,
your social
but
life
for
changes.
a good way, in a good way.
Yeah. So, from the social aspect, kids bring perspective and priority into your life. So you realize, so I've punted a ton of stuff because of kids, and which is fine. Like, you get rid of extracurricular stuff. You get rid of doing events or things that you would see friends. Sometimes you just don't talk to friends anymore, not because you don't like them. It's just purely based on my availability.
Or just talk less, not
talk less. And I think people that have kids, I think, recognize Like if I don't talk to you or Anna for an extended period of time, I'm like, yep, makes like totally fine. And I think most people, like I have some good buddies that have kids too, and they're just like, we catch up when we catch up, and it's all good.
It ain't personal.
No, and then I know people that don't have kids where they're like, sometimes people can be upset when they don't have the same amount of time, but I'm like, you got to prioritize. Like naturally, these individuals go to the top of your list on priorities in life, higher than pretty much everybody in your life, probably except your spouse. Which are like I've always considered my wife and my kids are on the same level, and then everything else kind of falls behind that because
Golf,
it's like
then work.
Golf's really far down the list, and
Come
so
on.
I haven't played much this year. We'll get into golf later.
True. Sorry.
No, it's
Too
fine.
early. Too early.
It has nothing to do. Well, a little bit to do with kids, mostly to do with injury and weather. But but you start making decisions based on that, and you punt certain things, and you prioritize, and you let things slide, and you disconnect from certain things because of time. You only have 24 hours in a day, so it's like my thing is kids, work, and then stuff that I enjoy doing, and usually my social life happens with the stuff I like. If I like golfing and I can golf with other people, then I get social, but it's what I like doing, or skiing.
Yep.
So it's like two birds. It's not like I'm going to out to dinners and out to the bars and doing things or just hanging out at people's houses like that. Those days are
I didn't
gone.
even like to do that once I got.
Well,
once I met Anna, but what like I always said that I'm like once I met Anna and like we were together and we were truly together. I'm like, no offense, like I'd like to go out at like. Can we go to dinner, get drinks, and maybe get drinks till like 8 or 9? But then can we go like continue like drinking on the couch and like why do I want to go out to the like why? Well, like what's the point now? Like what's the? I mean, every once in a while, like cool, it's fun, but I don't know.
I would say I'm gonna say past midnight. We're just gonna use the midnight rule.
That's even late for me now.
But I'm saying I go past midnight for like non-kid. I mean, not the kid thing, but like I'm away from the kids.
Yeah, you don't have any obligations that you're normally. Yes, yeah.
I basically have like free responsibility or free lack of responsibilities for the rest of the evening. Besides like myself and enjoyment,
which is pre-planned and
which is pre-planned, not on a whim. Yeah, pre-planned. I would say in a year, maybe 4 times, and that is like special functions or I'm out with people or on a trip. Like like last week I went to a music fest. Like I was gone, so I was able to have a night like that because I was physically out of the area. Kids were home type thing. So it does happen, and I do like it probably 4 times a year. Meaning it's just like because you get to see people and you get to kind of just like let loose and have fun.
Once a season.
But that's basically what it is. It's like once a season. Yeah. And then it just turns into we have drinks on podcasts, and then I go home at a very early hour, and it's good. I feel great.
And that's what I'm saying.
You'll learn this. Day drinking is the ultimate adult hack.
I've already learned that before I even became an adult.
Yeah.
I found it out. I've said it to Anna. I said nothing about why. Oh, it's too early to drink. I'm like, no, it's not. Unfortunately, why can't we just have some drinks at lunch? Maybe if we want to have drinks, continue on and go to sleep.
What? You're an adult, Brady. You can do what you want.
Go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Why do we have to? Then 10 o'clock, you wake up, you get a normal amount of sleep, and you don't feel horrible.
You feel great, and you get the day. You get the feeling of drinking, but about 6 hours earlier than you would otherwise.
And you're not wasting the normal day.
Yeah,
like you're still up for the normal hours of the day. You can still watch normal things. Like
getting a buzz at 4 is better than getting a buzz at midnight.
Not like I'm day drinking all the time, but I would rather on the weekends, or anytime available, start drinking earlier than start drinking later. Yeah. For sure.
You get
hands down.
I like getting like the subtle buzz. Like I like getting the buzz where you have the buzz, but you're not like on the verge of blacking out. Like you're basically like I have a good buzz going, but this can definitely go away within the hour. I like that. I like
you like the almost climax of you're almost to the point of
I like the
that's funny.
Well, I like you're like getting to that, but you're not gonna like actually get to that level, and then just kind of maintain that like steady buzz.
You could get to that level if you decided to go a little crazy for that hour, or you could maintain this nice spot.
If you sped up the drinking, if you sped up the drinking, I guess what's called the cycle. What's rhythm? Not rhythm. What's tempo? Speed?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
if you quicken your drinking,
the ratio
then you would hit
of time between you actually.
Yeah, but there's a word. It's like.
Really?
No, it's like
don't do this because I'm gonna have to find out what this word is now, though.
Not tempo, rhythm. Someone's screaming at me now. Like
the frequency of drinking?
Frequency. That could be a good word. I'm trying to think of another word. It's like cadence.
Oh,
your
okay.
cadence of it.
Okay, yeah.
That's I think the word I was looking for. But if you were to speed that up, then you would go over. But if you just kind of maintain, then you're good. You're like, I'm just going to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady, have a drink, drink some water. Have a drink, drink some
Is
water.
that what he says? Do you think Tom Brady drinks?
I hope so. I mean, God. I'd hope that if you're the GOAT and being the GOAT, I hope that you're able to enjoy some drinks every once in a while.
Did drink on their Super Bowl down in
I know that was
Tampa.
That also makes me think maybe he doesn't drink that often. But however, he deserved to.
I just put in Tom Brady drinking in an auto filled with water, so that's probably not a good sign of what we want to find.
He does like it's I don't remember the term. It's like
he chugs a beer.
12 ounces of alcohol to 4 ounces of water, 8 ounces, something like that. There's like some ratio he said once, like you drink this much alcohol, you drink this much water.
You're supposed to drink like I think 8 ounces of water per beer or alcoholic drink.
Oh, so maybe he just stole that, and I'm just giving him credit.
Well, I think that's something that we see typically. Chugged a beer with the host. So he does
usually drink beer.
Well, most athletes don't, just because of like hangover effects and like, just like they're athletes, so they want to take care of themselves. But sometimes, like Rob Gronkowski shares a story. I mean, Rob, I think.
So it says, what is it?
The Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski alcohol diet works.
That guy says Brady drinks half his body weight in ounces per day.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, if you weigh 200 pounds, 100 ounces is 10 glasses of water.
Especially if you're an athlete, that's not.
But it's like, but you think about it, like that's 8 ounces. So if someone has like a pint glass. Yeah. That's 16, so that you just need 4 to 5 of those a day.
Oh, yeah, that ain't
that's not bad. And I would say most people probably drink that just normal. If you have like normal water, like this water bottle. I mean, I just picked it up, but I usually have like about the same size, like a 33-ounce Yeti, and I probably
it makes you drink more because you just have it.
I drink that 3 times, easily 3. So and that's not counting anything else. So like I'd be past my quota on that. Pokes fun at Tom Brady. Funny story about alcohol taking.
See, but that's the thing. That guy right there, that guy drinks alcohol.
Oh yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
See, that's what I'm saying. His metabolism's so good, he works out enough that he doesn't worry about that.
Do you think Rob Gronkowski shotgunning a beer?
Of course. I think he's done it on a parade.
Shooting minigun. No, shotgun.
I'm pretty sure they did one of their
Did he do one? I feel like he's like
I think he even does the Hulk Hogan smash on his head type. That's the kind of guy. He's
just like cracks it and goes double barrel.
He's crazy.
Spikes beer at Patriots Super Bowl parade. I mean, Robert
sounds just.
This guy's an animal. Look at this.
What a legend.
You're right. There he is.
Yeah.
Chugs beer shirtless at Sports Illustrated with a WWE belt behind him.
Just makes you feel good that you can have some fun and still be awesome at the same time.
I mean,
look at that.
Is that more? Is there anything more iconic than that photo right there?
No. I don't
chugging
think so.
A beer with the WWE belt wrapped around his waist, shirtless at a parade.
Probably got like 2-3 Super Bowl rings on.
Imagine this dude trying to tackle this guy. Imagine trying to tackle that guy in football.
No, you really need to see them in person to respect it. It's
like,
crazy
how much of freaks these guys are.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I saw this one guy. This was a handful of years ago. He was in the gym. He used to be an ex-NFL player. And played for USC. Really, like, and you look at this guy, he was just built different. He was like he won the national championship in college, and he played like 10 years in the NFL. The guy was probably 6'6". I probably saw him at like 250 to 260, which means he was probably pushing 300 in his playing days. Geez. And this guy just looked like a freak. And he wasn't like, when you put it in the spectrum of NFL players, he was probably like in the middle.
Yeah, just
but
average.
Against the average normal person walking around town, especially when you're from up here, you don't see like professional athletes walking around. And when you do, you're just like, that person looks a little different.
No.
What's the most impressive sport you've ever seen live?
Impressive sport I've seen live.
Like when you've watched it, like I'm not even going to say what, but you saw the actual sport or the player or the person or whatever, and you're like, this is just... I didn't realize they were like that.
Oh, man. I feel like I want to say... wow. So most impressive in terms of how much I hate the sport on TV is baseball. I've hated baseball for a long... Not hate baseball. Don't get me wrong. People are going to get mad at that. I don't hate baseball.
Pastime.
America's pastime, unfortunately. I think it's slow. I mean, they're doing new things, but the new things are causing more issues and like all this back and forth, blah, 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 blah. So when this is a long time ago. When I was like 15, 14, I went to a Red Sox game, and that was like climbing around the time I was like, I'm done with baseball.
At Fenway?
And I'm like, I'm done. Like I
Great
don't
place.
like it's not really fun. I don't watch it on TV. I don't follow it. I don't care. I went to that game though, and it was awesome. Like the atmosphere and like being there, like I felt like actually like I wanted to watch the game. Like I was actually invested in the game. Like the little like things you see on TV where it's like super slow between pitches and stuff. Like I didn't even recognize that when I was there.
No, you don't.
So like that is something that I found impressive / interesting still to this day. I mean, I can tell you I can't sit down and watch baseball. I couldn't watch a full baseball game.
So-
World Series maybe only.
So Fenway Park is. There's two places that I've been in sports that are the greatest places I've ever been in sports for a sporting event. Fenway Park and Notre Dame Stadium.
I was just gonna say you didn't let me get to the Carrier Dome.
Never been, but I don't think it beats Notre Dame
That
Stadium.
shit. Can I
For basketball or
Can I
football?
say that on here?
Basketball or football? You can say whatever you want.
Oh, nice. Sorry.
Platform's yours.
Syracuse basketball. Back when Scoop Jardine, I think,
Look at
played.
Look at this field. Fenway Park is a gorgeous ballpark.
Dude, it's beautiful, and that's the thing. Like, there's no other baseball.
Old, too,
As
over
long as
100
I
years
know
old.
that has that, the Green Monster is just so iconic. So I was sitting actually like, so
here?
at the end of the dugout, no, on the left,
Here?
and then where the
Third
farthest
baseline?
dugout, like up. Yeah, I think I was on the third baseline. Yep.
I've
And-
gone a couple times. I sat here once, so I was in outfield, right field bleachers, and then I sat. My first time I ever went, I sat like right down here, which is like kind of like first baseline off of the outfield. First time I ever walked in, you go in. Number one, Fenway Park is small, like just
Yeah,
a physically
yeah,
small
yeah.
building. So we walked in, and I'm not talking. I'll get to my story here, but when we walked in, so the was it the concourse they talk about, like underneath. Like usually when you go to like
yeah.
Yankee Stadium, like it's brand new. Yankee Stadium's beautiful too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yankee Stadium was built 100 years after this. Yankee Stadium, you walk in and there's a lot of room and a lot of like you go to football stadiums and stuff. There's a lot of space. Fenway, you like walk in, it's like one rounded carousel like or concourse like down on the like lower level, and then you like walk up the stairs.
Boston, baby.
Yeah, and I remember walking up right here. I came up. It was either this one or this one. It's hard because it's just off the screen of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Walked up and came out right into this spot right here. And I was standing along here, looking out the Green Monster, the field, and over to the Green Monster. And I was like,
It's incredible.
one, it's incredible. I'm like, this place is small. That's the first thing I saw because I used to go as a kid to Montreal Expos, Olympic Stadium. That's a big ballpark. Like,
That's a market. That's a. I wouldn't say marketing. I guess it's a in quotation marks a home field advantage tactic. Like
could
so,
be.
Duke, for example, obviously basketball.
Cameron Indoor.
That stadium is old and tiny as hell. But they're not trying to make it too much bigger or do much with it because everyone is so close and all the fans are right there and they are.
Well, all the students sit down below too.
So the atmosphere is like crazy.
So yeah,
Like you could like come.
look when
that's the coolest thing, and you can almost touch them when they're on there.
But what's cool is like watch when you look at Cameron Indoor. So Cameron Indoor Stadium, it's where Duke plays basketball. I'm a Duke guy. Duke basketball.
You are a Duke guy?
I'm a Duke guy. I've been a Duke guy since 2000. They won in 2001. It was like Jay Williams, Shane Battier, Carlos Boozer, Mike Dunleavy. Like that whole
guys.
crew got
The
me
guys.
into college basketball. I'm a Notre Dame guy. So like Notre Dame and Duke basketball, they never played each other, and now they're both in the ACC. So this is my rule. If Notre Dame plays Duke, I'm always going for the Irish. Like I'm an Irish guy, Notre Dame. But
respect.
Duke basketball, I'm a big Duke basketball guy. I love Coach K. And at the time when I was a young child, easily manipulated by, whatever was cool that time,
Yep.
they were on TV a lot, and I loved Coach K. And I just liked it. It was just like a fun thing.
Look at that. That's like a upgraded.
Tiny.
That's like the field house, like a little bit bigger and like cooler. Like that's.
Well, I mean,
that's sweet.
arguably, the bleachers from top to bottom is probably the same as the field house. The field
That's
house
what
is
I'm
just,
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you're just missing the end bleachers.
So imagine the field house packed with a Duke Stadium fan base. How crazy that atmosphere would be.
I would love to go. So
It'd be amazing.
if I had to pick a place, like if you had a bucket list of places you would want to go for sports, Cameron Indoor's on there, Augusta National's on there. I love golf, so those would be the two things I think that would stick out to me. Where I'm like, I really want to go to those places. Wrigley Field too.
I was gonna say some of my places are outside the United States though.
Like
I'd have to go to Old Trafford and
Yeah,
go
that'd
see
be
Man
cool.
United play. I want to go to I want to go. I'd love to go see like I want to see like a lower not like Barcelona, not like Real Madrid. I want to see like
no, you.
Atletico and like some other team play in Spain, like just some like because those atmospheres are crazy. These people love the sport.
Have you ever looked,
sweet?
Have you ever looked at like obviously the EPL, like English Premier League, is massive.
It's sweet.
Have you ever seen where the stadiums are relative to each other?
Some are really close to each other, and some are
Like if you think London, like how many teams are in London? So like EPL teams in London, just because. Oh, Matt, perfect. This is even better. So when you start looking at these, I mean, I'm just going to start naming off some that people probably have
they're
heard.
basically just all
Like
right.
Crystal Palace, let me see, West Ham, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Fulham.
I wish it was like a perspective, like how far each.
I believe
is from each other.
Watford's in there somewhere. Sutton. I said Chelsea, right? But like, look at where they all are. And actually, I think Fulham is really cool. They're down on the river, and it looks like they're in like an old industrial area.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I actually.
And like
I saw a
one
video
side
on
of
that.
this is like basically river.
Yeah. It's cool. It's weird because, like I think it's actually Chelsea and Fulham.
Chelsea and Fulham are right
are
here.
very, very close to each other. Yeah, and it's cool because
They're like
it's
2 miles away.
Even like in the United States MLS, it's like it's almost state by like one stadium has like one state has one team, one state has another team, one state has another team. So they're all like spread out by states. This is like
These are like neighborhoods.
More, yeah. So it is cool. I mean, the English Premier League is just sweet. Hopefully, with obviously Messi coming to freaking Miami, maybe.
What do you think about that?
I think it's. I hope it. I don't even. I think it's good for us. I think it's more so freaking. I hope it's good for the United States development freaking team or board or whatever they are to understand that the United States is basically pay to play. Like
For which one, MLS? Or
in
just talking about, like,
general,
just
United
general soccer?
States, like if I mean, granted, like we're in a small little spot, but like if you're not good, like where you're just recognized because you're just that good, you're almost paying to be looked at constantly, and that's not how it always works. And like in these other countries, you're not always you don't have to pay to be on a team, or get to a development tryout or like all this stuff. Like the United States, it seems to be a lot about like, all right, this person, this family can provide a decent amount of money. All right, so this guy will be on our, development team, and, fund some of the stuff we need, and we'll call it a day. And that's not how it works. Like you lose so many actual good players. So the hope is, like with Messi and them coming over, to me, like, hey, let's invest in the right things. Like let's invest. Like why not make these academies where it doesn't cost X amount of dollars to actually attend and try out, and let people try out for a decent price or try out for nothing, and then you can actually find talent in the United States. Granted, our United States team is a lot better than they've been, but you can't compare. It's just impossible to compare. Like,
So, sorry, I'm
that's
still
not-
fascinated.
See, like that is not like I
See-
was traveling way farther than that when I was living in Vermont playing soccer.
So you can
That's
go to
crazy.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Fulham, and West Ham in an hour 27 drive. Fulham and Stamford are 2 miles apart.
That's
It said
crazy.
It was a 10-minute drive on Google Maps.
And
And that's in London.
And you know the best thing? Fulham could be in last place, and that stadium will be packed.
Oh, they are.
And it'll
yeah.
be so fun, and they'll have it's just so much better. Sports are just not sports in general, but soccer in general for sure. It's appreciated more, and actually it grown the right way more. Hopefully we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, this is cool. No, back to soccer. I think Messi thing. I mean, you got to think we're hosting the World Cup in 2026. I believe we're hosting the Olympics in 28?
Some far. Is
20,
that the next one?
2028?
What are we,
No,
24? No, we're
I believe the next one is in. Is
2024.
it Tokyo? They just have Tokyo. Where the hell is the next?
No,
Olympics?
now you're making me. It was a place that they weren't sure if they could actually do it. Not like it wasn't. Not
Oh, it's Paris.
Is it Paris?
I believe it's Paris.
That's how much I follow up on sports right now.
I think it's Paris for the 2024.
I
Yep.
love this little TV situation
I know.
you're going here.
It keeps us.
I feel like I'm kind of on Joe. If you really, we should next time maybe we get in the real Joe Rogan style. You know what I mean?
The actual table? Yeah.
No. You know,
We
the
could
real Joe Rogan.
We could have.
We could have
Dropped the ball.
New York, baby.
So this 2026.
Oh
No,
shit.
what's Switzerland? What?
Yeah, see, I didn't think it was. I really don't.
Oh,
know.
Milan. No, that's right. It's in Italy. Yeah, so Milan is hosting the winter, and then 2028 is when they have the. It's going to be in. Let me just verify that I'm not. The venues, dates, 2028. I'm almost positive it's LA. So I think what's happening. Olympics, LA. So I think what's happening is that Messi's coming over for the World Cup to build interest. And then I also think for the Olympics, because soccer is part of the Olympics. Yeah. And I think there's another tournament the U.S. is hosting in the next few years that I think a lot of it's coupled in with that. And then you got to also think two things. This is total speculation. This actually might be true. I don't know. I don't keep up on this. This is just me talking out loud. Apple TV is paying him a bunch of money.
Don't even get me started with that.
But you got to think too, Apple TV had Ted Lasso, which I know is weird, but like that was a massive hit locally. No. So now people are like, oh, English soccer, blah, blah, blah. So I think that Apple does host.
Capitalize.
But man. Apple does do they do Premier League or is that still on Peacock?
No, it's on
NBC?
It's on Peacock.
But
Apple TV is MLS only. Or
is it MLS? They do
I'm
something
pretty sure
with
it's
soccer.
MLS only. So that's the problem, though. Not the problem. They knew him coming in, because you used to be able to watch like random MLS games on like maybe it was like NBC, whatever, like one of the NBC or
the affiliates,
something like one of those like Olympic channels, CBS, like something like that. I don't remember what it was.
CW, Live Golf.
No, God. No, but then he came, so they're like, yo, let's just buy this out. Like, let's make them, if they want to watch MLS or Messi, they have to have a subscription to Apple TV. So then now everyone's getting subscriptions to Apple TV. Smart as hell. I'm not saying it's not. Trust me. But now all the other shows that were on Apple TV, they're like, oh, I already have Apple TV. I might as well check out Apple TV. And then they find some shows they like, and like, it was smart. It was as smart as they could be. But it sucks because now you legitimately cannot watch it unless you have certain Apple TV, or just, I don't even know what else you need. Fake streams, Reddit streams. I'm not even sure. Can you do Reddit streams anymore? I haven't even done a Reddit.
I've never been a Reddit guy.
I've never been a Reddit guy, but I've used it to just like get a stream or something up, or like Twitch stream.
I'm looking at the greatest footballers of all time. Zidane is number 5, which could be.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
Ronaldo, Pele.
What's Pele at? What do you have?
They have Pele as 4.
See. This is where I'd be like, Pele, Ronaldo. Come on, Pele. I think. See, I don't know. That's a weird one. I feel like Pele might be ahead of Ronaldo personally, but what do I know? Granted, he scored so many goddamn goals, and just like, trust me, I just feel like he's a very individual player, which is just speaking out of my ass, obviously. Maradona was nasty.
Diego, obviously, number 1 is Messi.
Of course,
Messi's number 1. I don't think you can. Can you even argue that Messi's
you
not
can?
the greatest?
They try, but
I don't know how you can though at this point.
No. See, but that's what I'm saying. Going back to that is that this is the problem. So he's what, 30? Can you say how old he is? 30,
He's 30.
37, 38, 36?
No, I think he's 35.
Is he? Okay, so he's 35.
He's 2 years older than
Still
me.
at the top of his game. He could still dominate in the Spanish league, in La Liga.
Yeah.
Or I think in PSG, where he was playing. But that age comes into play. And then like they're like, oh, there's new and upcoming ages. So the Spanish leagues, the European leagues, they're like, the French leagues are like, yeah, maybe we'll go somewhere different. MLS is like, we'll jump right on that, because you can be that old, which 35 is not that old, let's be honest. But playing at that high of a level, your body's shot. But he can just, like, they want him the same. They want him the same because that's how high of a level he is, and like the level is just so different from them and us. that I hope by him coming here, it helps invest in the way that we should invest.
Look at that stat right there.
Dude, I don't...
Every
see what I'm saying?
73 minutes, he scored a goal over 20 years worth of matches. Every 73 minutes.
Dude, he's played for... He started playing for Miami. He started playing when they were in the... see, I don't even follow the MLS, and I started trying to a little bit, but there's like a mid... I don't even know if we're mid... I think we're almost towards the end of the season. There's like a tournament in the middle of the season. So, like, league play is stopped.
Yeah, they're playing it now.
It's over. They won.
Or, I mean, they were playing. But
yeah.
that's when Messi came in.
So that's when like league play stopped. So they play, and he came and he scored a goal every single game. Then they start their first league game. Miami needs to win. I think I could. It's either 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 12. I think it's 10 out of 12. But they're like dead last. They need to win like 10 out of 12 games to make the actual playoffs.
I think since Messi's came on, they've been undefeated.
But those games in the tournament don't count towards that record. So the first game...
No, I'm just saying...
No, yeah, exactly. And everyone started playing at this high level because they're like, we can't embarrass this guy. Like, this is the legend. We can't... So they didn't start him. They didn't start him or Busquets, actually. Busquets played with Messi, obviously, and they both play for Miami. They both did not start in their... Not Busquets, but Messi's first game, league MLS game, subbed on in like the 60th minute, maybe 60th minute or so or something like that. Came on, scored one of the most high IQ soccer goals in his actual career.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Like, you have to really know soccer to know. Like, all he did is tap it in from the 6-yard box, like on the goal line, and scored. But the pass that he made...
Wait, which one are you talking about?
In the first league game, they played not Seattle. Was it Seattle?
Oh, recently?
Yeah, who they just play?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about his first goal.
No, his first goal in the league. So he scored every single game so far in the tournament play, and then the first league game started. I think it was like a week ago, maybe 3 days ago, something like that.
League winning goal? Probably not. I'm just put MLS.
I mean, yeah.
I just want to see if it's the one I'm.
But like, he was just like at the top of the 18-ish, a little inside, and he just played. Yeah, that one.
This one?
Yeah.
No, that's the debut.
Yeah, the debut in league play. Like, this is the first MLS. Let me see if this. Yeah. This is it.
Okay.
So this is his first MLS league game. Like, this counted towards like the MLS standings. The tournament had nothing to do with it. Yo, this comes through my headphones too?
No, you're just hearing it.
Oh, I was gonna say that's really.
I know.
Whoa,
Low budget.
Yeah, so like, you have to really understand, like, he didn't score, like, he didn't shoot, he didn't do something crazy to actually score the goal. But this pass right here is unheard of. And then just right back to, like,
wow.
The guy, I can't remember
He's
his name.
so
It starts
good.
with a G, Gramo, something.
Yeah, I don't know the squad.
Whatever his name is.
By the way, that first pass, that guy right there.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was a good save. Like, he couldn't do much with it. But whatever that guy is that crossed, that slid it back across the box to Messi, I think it's like, they say it, right?
Oh, my God.
I can't remember what they say.
That is incredible.
But there's like so many different camera angles. He wasn't even making that run. So the ball was so good that once I can't remember. It starts with a G. Once he saw the ball, he's like, "Oh my God, I can get there." Like, he didn't even initiate that run. Messi passed the ball, made him make the run, and then spun off past everyone else and just sat there to tap it in the 6-yard box. He's just unheard of, and that's the problem. We had no like creativity like that.
He's just made different, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's the way they just
it's the
way they do it. It's the way they train. It's the way they just know. They just know.
Yeah, you're right. Like, this is just
look. He's not even making the run. See, like that. Back that up again. Back it up.
Yeah, he's just sitting with his hand in the air.
He has no idea that this is actually going to be a pass to him.
Yeah, way over here.
He's just chilling.
He puts his hand up.
He's like, "Hey, hi," and then, "Oh my God, wait!" Boom, and he just rolls off it and taps it in. Like,
that is so pretty.
That's the thing, man. He don't have to score some like beautiful looking.
I still like this one right here. This little outside the foot, like
half scissor bicycle kick, whatever the heck it was. Yeah.
But look at this, outside the foot with like that.
But he's always
spin.
moving. He never passes and just stops. He just moves. So he pass, move. That's all. It's such
You're
a
right.
simple play. Pass, and he's poof, gone. See ya.
He's already reading the play.
And no one's even following him. Like, you're going to let the best player in the world just run by you? Come on.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, he's sick. And it's awesome that he came here and is playing here. I just hope the investment is worth, like, to the greater good of the United States soccer community.
I mean, it's not going to hurt.
No,
it's like when Beckham came over, there was a little spike, but then Beckham's not messy. I mean, he's great, but he wasn't messy.
No, it's just sweet.
That's wild. So the most impressive thing I've ever seen sports-wise, like in person, like amazing, is golf. Professional golf.
I gotta go. I'm trying to go.
So this is the thing with PGA golf. I know I've probably said this a million times, but if I go to watch an NFL game, I don't. Same thing with basketball. Let's say basketball because I didn't play football. I played basketball. Obviously, like upstate New York basketball. Take it for what it is, and then you go see like an NBA game or college basketball or something like that. Let's just take NBA. Like I've seen that, but it's not as impressive to me watching an NBA game. One, because they're playing each other. So, like, if you were to take a high-level NBA player and put him in a pickup game at the Oval, like, you would know for a fact that guy's just way better. Yeah. But when you put him out on a court, even if you see someone like Steph or LeBron or like Jordan back in the day, they obviously stick out. But I don't get the appreciation as much with them as I would with, I mean, even like Messi I do because I was around soccer more. But the one thing that impresses me is golf because they play the same course that you would play. You can't replicate in professional soccer, football, basketball. The court is the same in basketball, as we know. Yeah. Like the football field is the same, the soccer field is the same, and you can't replicate unless you're thrown in with all those players, which would never happen. But you can go and play the same courses that the guys are playing on the PGA Tour. And I remember going to my first. So this is what I'll say about professional golf. If you watched it live, one, it's cool because you can go anywhere. Like there's not like you have a seat.
See, I was wondering that. I almost want to interrupt. I want to.
You free reign. You go wherever you want. I mean, you can't go on the hole, but
can we eventually get to your exact experience? Because did you follow or did you do random?
I've done both. So when I was a kid,
that's what I want to really know.
So really, this is what happens at a PGA event. You get a ticket. All tickets are pretty much general admission. You can get some tickets to get you into certain hospitality tents and certain booths and stuff, which is pretty much just like a glorified bleachers. That's all it is. Maybe some like tables and chairs and drinks. Yeah. But realistically, like because it's 18 holes, and the cool thing is it's a golf course. So like you're wandering around the golf course. So it's a lot of space to go. Now you can go anywhere you want. So like you go through the gate and like I want to go to this hole. I want to watch this player. I want to go here. I want to go eat lunch and then come back. You can do whatever you want, which makes it fun.
Sweet, yeah.
So you're watching like 18 different holes. You're watching 100. Well, at the start of most of these tournaments, 140 guys. And the cool thing though is if you go and just sit there, one, these courses are better courses than you've ever seen in your life. You walk out and you're just like, this looks fake. Like how nice this grass is and how like when you see grass that there's not like a weed. There's not one weed on the whole course. It's just grass.
Oh, it's gotta be weird.
And like you just see it and you're like, I've never seen this shade of green. Because it looks like someone painted these courses. They're beautiful. And you walk out, you can go anywhere you want.
Wait, so where were you at this time? Where was this?
What courses?
Yeah.
Like I've gone to a handful of like the majors.
Oh, you've been to more? Oh, I thought this was one.
No. Oh, I've been to a lot. Yeah,
cool.
I was lucky. When I was a kid, we went to a handful. I mean, since kids, I haven't been to any. But but I would say I've probably been to like 8 or 9 events over the course of my life, and they're all majors or President's Cups. So they're all like pretty big deals. I've actually have only seen like a Champions Tour, regular tour event in Montreal. All the other ones are majors. So been to Shinnecock, Oak Hill, Bethpage, Baltusrol. I've never Congressional, Marion. I'm trying to think. That might be all of them because I went to Bethpage a couple times. I think I went to Shinnecock once or twice. So with that all being said, if you stand on any of those holes and you look out and just like in person, watch them walk up. They're obviously playing as far back as you can stretch that course.
I know, right?
They get up. You see number one, you see the hole is much longer than we normally play. Number two is like the fairways are more narrow than we play.
I know. And
then you start looking at the height of the grass and the height of the rough. And then you look at the slopes of the fairways and you look at the slopes of the greens. And then you look at like the green side rough.
That's the cool thing though, because it's like around here, kind of, it's like you don't know if you're benefited from hitting the fairway or hitting the rough. Like you could almost want to hit in the rough sometimes around here.
Well,
but there, it's like fairway is so much more beneficial than the rough. Like first cut is like our fairway.
Correct. Yes, that's how you can look at it.
Yeah, and then it goes rough, and their rough is like
Their green's probably like this table.
Oh,
so that, and then a fairway is probably like hitting off of that.
you just blow on it, and it gets to the hole.
Yeah. It's insane. But the crazy thing is when you watch them hit. So number one, you look at this and you're like, like you get intimidated just standing on. Like I don't even have to hit a golf ball right now. But like you're just looking at the scores because like this is just because you know when you look at like a hard hole and you get intimidated and you're like, oh god, this is gonna be a tough drive. And some shots,
yes, I do.
Some set up for your eyes, some don't. So you just stand there and you're like, this looks impossible. And then that's not counting all the extra. Like, take the best person you know that can golf in the area, and I wonder what they would shoot on. Like, let's take a major, take a U.S. Open. If you take the best golfer you know,
let's go to Pinehurst.
Wherever they're playing Pinehurst next year.
That's
right?
where I want to be. Yeah.
Go to Pinehurst. Take the best golfer from around here and have them go play. They may break 100. Which around here they'd be shooting par. Like, and that's just the reality of it.
Some I would say would be able to shoot like
maybe
like we're talking the best golfers that
low
I know
90s?
around here though. Like it's like if they're shooting like consistent like low 70s, like I think they'd go there and probably shoot like in the 90s. Like
maybe like
and
low
like
90s
you play a
would be
good round, you're probably shooting like a good ass round. You're shooting like 85.
Well, think about Justin Thomas, one of the best players in the world. Shouldn't have made the Ryder Cup, but whatever. We'll talk about that.
I know.
So he shoots 81 at LA Country Club, and that was like a terrible round.
Yeah. Oh my God, horrible for for him.
But I'm saying then you put a normal person on that course.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So it's like I would.
I'd be happy with a 120 maybe.
I think that'd be fair. 120
for real. Mostly the greens, man. I'm telling you. Oh, even not because probably the amount of times I'd lose a ball in that short ass fairway, or like it's in the rough and then I hit it. We've talked
about this before though. If you're playing a major, and if your goal was say to, and again, this is very simplistic, and obviously there's execution involved here. If you try to break 100, meaning you can play bogey golf for 8 holes.
I don't touch my driver.
And you can play double bogey golf for 10 holes. No, I had that mixed up. No, I had that right. Whatever. You can basically play bogey golf for 9 holes and double bogey golf for 9 holes, and you would break 100. Mm-hmm. So my thought is if you go on the course and you stand up on a par 4, that's 480 yards. If you played it.
You go like 7 iron.
What's what I'm saying? Like
you could really play as your
play
bogey's
as a par 5, but like basically get to the idea like I want to try to have a wedge into the green in regulation, or not regular, 1 under regulation.
Yeah.
So like if like a perfect example, like you said, 480. I'm just going to use that because that's kind of like a longish middle of the road.
So let's go
par 4,
like 175, 180.
But if you had a club that you could find the fairway fairly well. Even like a driving iron or like a hybrid or something, or
I would go way hybrid. You could go easy hybrids.
But if you took a club that you could hit 200 yards,
and
straightish, or even a long iron, take like a 5 iron and hit it down. If you could hit
that's a tough club, right?
And then you could get up and hit like a mid iron, another however many holes, you're probably down to like 100 to 115. Which for most of us, that's just a sand wedge or whatever.
I think what you're saying is perfect. 3 hybrid, 7 iron.
You got to execute it.
Perfect, though.
Because if you're going in a par 4 like that and you miss the green, then you're saying I got to get up and down to make that make sense. But that could be one of your double bogeys where you just put it on the green.
But if you play like that consistently, you'd probably play better. You'd have a better round. You'd have a more consistent round. You maybe not ever break like a number you're looking for.
You're not going to break 90. This would be if you're showing up to break 100.
Oh yeah,
I think
3 hybrid, 7 iron. I would do that all day. That's it.
And I would even say like a 200-yard par 3 with water around the green.
Yeah.
Play a pitching wedge down to like 50 yards.
Yeah, you could like logistically play them super safe to achieve that for sure.
Achieve not dropping strokes like penalty strokes, and then trying to keep it. And then I would say if you hit it in the rough, then you're just chipping out into the fairway to
Yeah.
make sure you can still get a
Because
wedge.
we can't hit out of the rough. Like, well, their rough is not our rough. Like that rough is like you're swinging down and hard. You're clubbing up. For us, we're probably clubbing up 2 to 3 clubs than we're actually used to from the distance. Like, it's different. So if you can stay out of that, hence me would not be using my driver, not be using a lot. If I played consistent smart, I'd be lucky to get to 115 though.
I want to see if they have
115 would be, I'd be generous. I'd be happy with that.
I want to see if they have this because this is. If they do, I'll show you this.
What do you mean? Is the greatest shot of? Oh no, this isn't what I thought it was.
No, so 2007, we went to the President's Cup up in Montreal.
Don't tell me you're in it.
No, I mean,
Like,
no,
can you
I-
see yourself?
No,
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 I thought you were
no.
looking to like see you in the background.
I actually made Sports Illustrated one time. Actually, let me see if I can find that. I doubt it. There's no chance. Sports Illustrated, Davis Love, third, and it was at. I don't know, David third. How do you do third eye? 3 eyes.
Yeah.
And this was 2000. I want to say it was Baltusrol.
I mean, you probably could also write David Love and then a 3 RD, and they probably understand it's Google.
So Sports Illustrated images. There's a chance this pops up. If it does, I'll show you because I'm in
That'd
the
be
photo.
freaking funny.
I'm in the photo. Not that. Again, chances I actually get this are probably slim, but let me just see if
There's new Google. Did you hear about it?
new Google. No.
It's called DuckDuckGo.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You heard DuckDuckGo?
DuckDuckGo is supposed to be like a more non-filtered.
Yeah.
Where they don't like.
Which I'm kind of curious about both. Because I like when I type stuff in sometimes, it just knows where I kind of want to go. But I also want to see, like, if not knowing certain things also, like, not having to turn your cookies on and all that stuff. It is a little sketchy.
Sorry, this may not actually work out.
Why don't you just type in Trombley Sports Illustrated signed
That would definitely pop up.
autograph.
I love how I just put Sports Illustrated Davis Love and it's like the swimsuit issue.
Yep.
I feel like
Well,
he
her
was.
last name's Davis. Maybe that's why. Was that me making that? Oh yeah, it is.
So okay, whatever, scratch that. Doesn't matter. So so what I wanted to see before was this flop shot. So 2000. I know. I just wonder if they ever had it on.
Oh, it's the one where he duffed the first one and then flopped it the second time and made it?
He didn't make it. He flopped it up. He swung.
Oh.
He swung all out. The ball went way up in the air, dropped right next to the hole, and I feel like
Are you sure that's not Jordan Spieth?
no, this was absolutely Tiger.
I'm
So
trying to think of which one.
but when you start watching some of these things, it is unreal how.
Like you couldn't imagine actually replicating what they just did. It's almost impossible.
And this was
Yeah.
cool too because Mike Weir was obviously from Canada, so like he was like a big player and he's playing Tiger Woods. I don't know if they're actually going back up next year. I think back here, next President's Cup
Where?
to Royal Montreal. It's like on this. I think it's over on like the southwest side.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna answer.
So this was like a nice course too. I don't know if he has.
Oh, is this the playoff when he's playing playoff holes?
No. They're just playing. They're playing match play though, so it's like Ryder Cup.
Oh, is it? Oh,
This is Ryder Cup. This is-
I didn't know we were in the. Oh, okay. I thought we were looking. See, I'm thinking of a different shot than you right now.
No. So this,
There's one
I know
that-
what you're talking about. That's at the
The one
Memorial.
he duffed it like it.
Yes,
2 feet, and
that's
then
at the Memorial.
Okay.
And there's water behind it.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking.
Different one.
Okay.
But so this one, yeah, that was big. I'm just trying to think if there's like a highlight reel.
I would just type Tiger Woods highlight reel chip shot. Like anything inside 50.
Well, this is the thing. They're
yards.
always gonna. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just he ended up hitting this flop shot that was like a full out swing, green side, short side off the rough, popped it up in the air and landed 6 inches from the hole. walked in and tapped it in. The ball went like this and just stopped right next to the
I
hole.
think I've seen that. I just don't
And
know
to watch it live was wild because he just swung and you're like, the ball goes way up in the air and everybody's like
Which
watching the
tournament
ball.
was it? What
It was
tournament?
President's Cup. And then it comes down and it lands right next to the hole. And you're like, holy crap.
How do you do that? That was like
I
Spieth.
mean-
Remember when Spieth was on the side of that mountain or hill and he
Pebble Beach almost fell in.
was it Pebble Beach? Yeah, it was Pebble Beach.
He almost
right?
had to grab him.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
have taken that swing.
I mean,
I don't. Again, he was
if I'm
obviously
making
there.
money though, I might
much
take
wanna
that.
make?
I would take that swing.
You would take the swing?
Oh, I'd take that swing all day.
Pays for the medical bills if you pull it off.
100%. There's got to be insurance on that course.
So when you watch some of these things, this is outrageous, like how nice these courses are. And this is Montreal in September. So you got to think like,
Damn, yeah, that's
I mean, this is not, it's more north than we are, but these
yeah.
courses are so pretty. Royal Montreal's nice. My favorite's still Bethpage.
I'm really trying to get a boys trip to Pinehurst in
Whoops.
2025, but
So this one was the first time every shot. But this was pretty wild. We're not going to watch every shot, but this is probably my favorite course. So it's like hole 1, it's a little dog leg left to right. But like look at the clubs back then. This was 2002. This was 21 years ago.
isn't that amazing to think that technology gets better? You get to become a better golfer, but you didn't have that technology back then, and you're still a good golfer. Also, it's based on you use the clubs to what they offer you. So they did that back then, but like Tiger didn't have he didn't have the TS3. He didn't have all this.
Have you ever seen the thing
on.
where it's like you're complaining about your equipment and Tiger Woods won a major or X amount of majors with the Sasquatch? Remember
Like,
the old yellow
yes,
Nike driver?
like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Puts it in perspective.
No, for real. Like,
But this is outrageous. Like these guys are
and we have a lot of golfers right now who are superior golfers. Like John Rahm, just for the one example, that guy doesn't even take close to a full swing.
no.
It's contact. If you can make decent contact with the ball or square the face up or hit it how you want to hit it, no matter how you go back to get it there, you do you.
What do we think of these captains' picks? First off,
I think they're kind of sweet.
So you agree with them?
Minus.
Would you have made any tweaks? I haven't actually
let me
seen.
Let me see. Go.
Robert McIntyre got third. Victor's in form right now.
I would have thought
crushed.
about.
Well, they haven't picked the captain's picks yet.
No, they have. He's picking next weekend or this weekend coming up.
Matty Fitz will get on. Sepp Straka's got to get on. He's been playing very well.
See, I don't know. I mean, yeah. This looks. I mean, I love Tyrell.
Yeah, that's just a good.
That guy's awesome.
That's just a good squad right there.
I mean, obviously Victor Hovland just different, but
US team
Rahm,
roster.
baby.
So this is. Are you hearing that?
Who just said Bailey?
So we were on the podcast last time
Someone say,
with
"Hey, Bailey."
was it with Matt, and somehow I think that this thing is picking up frequencies from like radios. I think it's like the crew.
Can we talk back to them?
I don't know,
That'd be kind of cool.
but when back in the day when you had the walkie-talkie and you could go to different channels.
Yeah.
I was on the last podcast with Matt, and I'm like, "Are you hearing stuff?" He's like, "Yeah, like someone's talking," and it sounded like that same guy.
I just heard like "Hi Bailey" or something. Say,
Yes.
Bailey, how's it going?
So I wonder if it's like maybe the work crews outside or something, and we're picking it
No,
up, or
probably,
someone with
yeah.
Spectrum. I don't know. It's weird, but U.S. team: Sam Burns, Pat Cantley, Wyndham Clark, Ricky Fowler, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, Brooks Koepka.
See, like I would love JT.
Why does Scotty Scheffler look like he's like sitting on a like? Look how low he is.
He's gonna get picked. I mean, right?
No, he's on it. He qualified it first.
This
is the actual team.
Okay, this is what I meant though. Sorry. Going back. That's what I was trying to get to. Justin Thomas, love the guy,
Should not have been picked.
but he should not have been picked.
No.
He's just been, dude.
The other thing too.
Just don't understand.
Now, granted, they're professional athletes, so like they, I'm sure, can live with this. But don't you think anything that I've seen, it's like 5% said great, 95% said terrible pick because of the form he's in. Everybody's like, yeah, he's a very like passionate kind of player.
Yeah, but that's how the world works.
But think
man.
about it,
Yeah.
like Keegan Bradley didn't get picked. Keegan Bradley's been playing phenomenal, and he's been on these before. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't you pick based on like what the
Lucas Glover has been.
like it'd be different. Like, oh, JT's been playing horrible for 4 years, but every time he gets picked, he balls out. I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But There's no data. No, you don't pick him.
You know, the only thing
He is not in form. He is not playing well.
The only thing I can
at
think
all.
of is all these guys are super, super young, and I think the oldest guy on the team is Ricky Fowler
He is
at 34.
No, yeah, you're right. No.
Brooks is younger than I am.
No, you're right. It is. I'm trying to
Every
look at
single,
everybody.
the only one that I think that could be
Maybe right.
every
not
single
Colin.
Brian Harmon might be the oldest. I'm going to back that up. Brian Harmon, I think, is the oldest.
Oh, he definitely is.
Brian, I think, is like 36
Yeah, he
or
is.
37.
Isn't it weird that Fowler's that old? He doesn't look that old, and I feel like he's been around like.
First time I saw Ricky was 2009 Bethpage. That whole
Really?
I showed you Taggart playing.
Yeah.
He teed off at 7 a.m. He was an amateur with two other guys. He pulled it left. He was basically at the wall swinging, and I was standing where I am now. Nobody around him.
Sick.
It was me and like two people. We were just like, it was raining out. He had like hit this like little wedge shot, low short iron, whatever, onto the front of the green,
Sweet.
out of the rough. It was like 7 a.m, rainy. It was
I'll
just,
be at golf one day. One day.
it was so cool.
Wait, that was the whole point of this, though. Before, I was going to say, like, you appreciate golf a lot, hence why, like, weren't we talking about the most impressive thing you ever watched?
Is golfers.
Which I could agree with because I appreciate golf. But, like, if somebody, like, was a diehard tennis person, they'd probably think that's the same argument for a tennis player because it's an individual sport.
So right now,
I can respect individual sports heavy.
So right now is my favorite time of the year for tennis. My wife got me into tennis. The U.S. Open just started.
Tennis is freaking the most.
I love watching
the
tennis.
stamina that you need in tennis is absurd.
So I like would dabble. I'd watch like Wimbledon finals and stuff. My wife played tennis back in the day and has always liked tennis. Like we like have tennis on to watch like random tournaments. Like it's not like this is once in a while. Like I'll like look up and they're playing some tournament in like Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So I don't follow tennis like I follow golf. I know pretty much every event. I know when they are, all that stuff. Tennis, I don't. I know when the majors are. But the U.S. So last year, my wife went down to the U.S. Open. She watched Serena play in the first match. It was her final U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. Watched her play the first match. She won. She lost, I think, in the third round. So she said it was amazing. She
It's kind of cool.
ran into Rafael Nadal and like saw a couple other people. And
See, like that's cool. I want to meet some people.
so I would love to go down. I mean, but I like watching tennis. Like right now, is U.S. Open is going to be on at like when I get home tonight, we're going to have tennis on. Like that's just what's going to be on for about the next 2 weeks. Which is awesome because it's all prime time. So they have like all the matches at like 7 and 9 o'clock. So you get to watch some really good players. But golf, this is what I'll say about golf. Think about the greatest feeling shot you've ever hit. You know the one where you hit where you're like, that just came out a little bit different and just felt amazing? Mm-hmm. That's every swing these guys take.
Or think about something that you hate so much, but you always keep coming back. That's why golf is so good. Like, you can show up.
Oh, just golf in general, yes.
Oh, you could show up and play, and, like, you could leave an absolutely miserable person. If you play horrible, and there's no chance in your mind that you'll not go back and play again, though.
So I'll give you a great story. This year, beginning of the season, I was playing bluff. I almost accomplished something I've never done in my entire life that I can remember, meaning I probably did it when I was a kid. I was standing on the... Now, I will say bluff has, on some holes, narrow fairways and small greens. But I'll say this. I stood on the 18th tee. I was 0 for 17 in greens. Now, I had a couple. I probably had 4 or 5 that like landed on the green and like rolled into the fringe. But that's technically not a green regulator. I really like... I stayed to the rules of golf.
Got to put that spin on.
So it didn't actually land on the green. It landed on the fringe. So I had some that were like in the vicinity. But stat line, I was 0 for 17 standing on number 18. I'm like, I've never gone 0 for 18 that I can remember in greens regulation. So I ended up hit a good drive, hit a good second shot. I get up with my third shot, and my confidence level now is like all-time low. I get up with a wedge. I forgot what I had. I had like maybe a gap wedge or something. I'm going up. It's sun's in my eyes. I can't see. So I'm like, the chances this goes in is like on the green is 1%. I flush this wedge. It lands about midway up the hill, goes up, rolls all the way back down. I almost dunk it. It's a foot away from the hole, and I tap in for birdie.
I'm surprised it stayed on after rolling down that far.
Yeah. But
That's sick.
maybe I don't know, a little spin, a little forward spin there. But it ended up landing. I tap in for birdie. I'm 1 for 18 in green regs, but I ended 18 with a birdie. So then you're like, that last swing. That last full swing. Now I'm like ready to go tee
birdie
back up.
18 too is like, because it's not a hard hole to birdie. Technically, it's a hard hole to get on in 2. I would debate if it's a hard.
On and 2.
Well,
on a 3?
actually,
you talking about no 18 at bluff?
so yeah, because
I've
some
never
people are
reached that
like,
green, too.
because people are like, oh, I can hit it over the hill. I can hit it over the hill.
I've never seen that.
And they're like, oh, if I hit it in front of the hill, I can hit it to the green. And I'm like,
You can't.
that angle, even if you can't see it, you can't see it. So you got to play it smart. So if you just hit it,
Yeah.
like I said, 3 wood, 3
Have
wood.
you seen anybody ever put it on the green in 2?
Yeah, in a scramble, like a ridiculous, like out of his mind, like just scramble swinging for
Swinging for
just for
fences?
fun. Yeah, we hit it like on a we hit it.
Did you hit it over the hill? I've never seen a
I
ball
don't
over the
think
hill.
we were over the hill. See, I don't
That's
think
like
I don't
people-
think we were over the hill.
But people will be like, yeah, that guy can hit over the hill. I'm like, yeah.
I have seen. I've seen one person hit over the hill once. There was
I've seen people put it on the upslope of the hill.
There was a little bit of a tailwind, but I have seen
He's
it.
forward.
But when we were in the scramble, we landed like just on the like upslope, but not enough to be an upslope ish in terms. So like you could still get over that little hill. And I don't remember who it was, but he took a 3 wood and I don't know. And we walked up there and we were like 12 feet, but we were on a 2, and I was like,
That's impressive. That's impressive.
I think we 2-putted though, so like it doesn't matter. But you know,
Yeah, good story up to that point.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think. But if you watch these guys hit, like all of these guys are flying it over the hill, and then they're hitting like an 8-iron or a 9-iron.
maybe less.
Or-
yeah,
I would say
that hole they're probably hitting they probably hitting a 9-iron in. If they hit a driver, they're probably going driver 9
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, and they're hitting on the green, and they're getting no worse than a birdie.
Yeah,
No worse.
Nope.
So if you watch them go play, the only reason these guys wouldn't shoot 18 under par on our courses is just purely because of the greens.
Because they're so it's like when the what's it called, like when you're losing in baseball and like an outfielder comes in to pitch because like you don't want to waste an arm or there's something, and like you see the guy throwing like 50 miles per hour and like they can't hit the ball, or like they hit like these ground outs. It's like
But
it's
I'm
like the same
thinking-
thing.
I'm thinking like imperfections. Like they're gonna go and put a good roll, and it might just hit like a divot and kick off, and they'll miss
or
the putt.
it's so bad they're not going to know. Like the pitch is so bad that the batter can't hit it because he's not used to it. The green is so different that they're not even be able to putt on it. They're going to hit it.
I
it's
think-
going to go so slow.
I think they would. I just think that it would be like they would all put a good like roll on the ball. I just think that things out of their control, like the physical ground, meaning the ball would just like they're used to just things rolling smooth and true. Like our
when they
greens
hit
don't
like
roll true.
when they hit the pine needle or something.
Just
or the-
anything like a little imperfection in the green, all of a sudden that perfect thing just gets pushed off a half.
You know what you're
quarter of an
reminding
inch.
me of? You know, like good and stuff like. Have you seen?
Yeah.
I thought about how cool it'd be if you could like document or have a documentary / videos on like. So like, let's just say like me and you, we go around finding professional golfers, whether who they are, and then like the series is like pro golfers on your home course.
It would be dope.
So like you just record them shooting at the barracks or bluff and like
Have you
seeing.
there's a video of Bubba Watson doing that. He shot like
See, so someone already took my idea, so I don't.
well,
care.
I know, but I don't think it was anything that was like. Let me see, what was it, Bubba?
Can you put some cool music on so I can go take a pee?
Some cool music.
Like in the transition period right here, if I go take a pee quick, like
You want me to put like Between Two Ferns?
or
You ever
like
watch that?
Californication or something.
Oh, you want like red chili peppers?
Or so you just like edit it in, like you edit in, like.
I thought you wanted, like-
like. We'll be right back.
I thought, yeah, but I was thinking like Between Two Ferns. Have you ever heard that?
No, I don't want to say no out loud.
Do you know what Between Two Ferns is? With Zach Galifianakis?
Zach Galvin. I should. I
So-
probably you guys show. You got yeah.
Wait, before you go, you've never seen this Between Two
Maybe.
Ferns?
Oh, when he talks to like when he asks the ridiculous questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
But-
that one's funny actually.
But
as hell.
the theme song, that's what you want.
Yeah, little intermission song.
Whoops.
That's perfect.
This is it.
And then you just go like, "Grr," and like, hey, we're back.
Want to just do that?
Why is there a guy in a taxi?
No, go to that. We're gonna play.
No,
We're gonna
why
play
is there a
this.
guy in a taxi though?
That's Robert De Niro. Taxi cab.
Oh my god, it's from. Nah, I feel like an idiot. Is that from the thing?
We're playing you out. I need you to leave so I can stop this.
Man, to think we weren't talking about sports, and here we are.
We are. Okay, so this is Bubba Watson on a municipal golf course. So municipal, for folks that don't know, is like public. It's what we see. If you're in the area, it's a public course.
Can I have one of the I'm sponsored, by the way, in case you're wondering. Sponsored by Fiddlehead. Only drink Fiddlehead.
I usually only drink, but you know when others bring their gifts, we drink them. So I'm not gonna have you watch the whole thing. 6,100. Now that's.
No, you don't got to talk to me about Bubba, man. Lefties stick together. Me, Phil, Bubba.
Like, watch these guys. They just like.
But he's the golfer I like because he is so. Maybe it's a lefty thing. So unconventional. Like, where was he when he hit a drive? It was par 5. I think it was par 5. And he hit this driver off the deck, this like low stinger in the fairway, fading onto the green.
2 under through 2.
You don't see a righty doing that.
He holds off a lot of shots.
It was so funny.
Imagine just like showing up and like Bubba's just
Embarrassing
out there just like rolling stuff around.
embarrassing the course's record score.
Well, when they start talking about like what they're, I mean, you just go out and like it's hard, and these guys just make it look like.
It's kind of annoying.
This is when you watch like a really good golfer, you just realize like how bad you suck. Like I suck at golf. Like,
I think Bubba's good. You can take the worst golfer on tour and bring him to your spot, and they'll.
oh, they would smoke it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
my
But I'm
God.
saying even if you're like around here, guys that are good.
See that? You see that? You see how he? You don't see right-handed golfers doing that much unless you're Tiger in the sand trying to draw it around a bunch
You're right.
of stuff.
Lefties, I think have more.
They got that like little bit of. You got a little more of that like creativity to it.
I mean, this is just outrageous. Like, it's just quick, but so he's only 2 under.
Why is this during COVID? Is that why the ball?
Yeah, it might have been.
That was the ball. So
3
high
under
and
through
all.
7. But watch, he goes on a tear. He shoots like, I want to say it's like 10 under or something, 10, 11 under.
I mean, he plays like a fade anyway, so like his swing's not.
But you got to think too, he's just kind of like, he's not, they're not like 5 under through 9. He's not doing a ton of work on this.
5 under through 9.
Like he's just going up and hitting stuff. He's not like,
He just threw his driver. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. He's 5 under through 9.
yeah, he's
Like-
just bogeyed. But I'm saying like he doesn't know the yardage. He's just kind of guessing. He's probably never played the course. He's got a lot of like sawed off shots.
Yeah, he's not going full tilt. No way. But see what I mean? Like he's used to like it just completely taken off. Like
Yeah.
actually, that's not even that bad of a putt. Not gonna lie.
No, but
yeah,
like,
that's really
it's
not
not like
bad.
he's been practicing this course.
No.
It's not like he came out and played a couple practice rounds to go low. He's just rolled up 5 minutes before he teed off. But it's just cool. Like he absolutely smokes. I'm sure there's some other videos of pros doing it.
Lefty golfers, man, coolest golfers in the world.
You
You know, there's
bro.
National Left-Handed Golfer Day.
I mean, Brian Harmon. When is it today?
No, it was actually I think it was like a month or two ago.
Oh wow, didn't know it existed.
There's few and far between.
No,
all.
so Between Two Ferns, watch the movie. It used to be on Netflix. It was hilarious.
was it a movie?
Yeah, it's an hour and like 20 minutes, and it's just like deadpan humor. It's so funny.
I just like his little. I've seen little skits of his like.
So he pulls those skits in, and then he like goes on tour because he's got to like get a certain amount of people, and there's some like funny parts.
This sounds like
It's hilarious. It
what's
is-
that guy? He's like he's from a different country. Oh my!
Comedy guy?
Like he's like on the street. Like he's like Begor on the street. Or what's his name, dude? I'm gonna.
He's a comedic?
Sound like an idiot. No, I can't even think of it. It's like this guy. Bro, it was just stupid humor, stupid like he like came into the country and like he'd like go on the street and like randomly ask people questions like, "Oh, hi, I'm this guy," and like blah blah blah. Borat. Yes,
okay.
dude. Yes.
like,
yes.
yeah,
Thank God. I couldn't think of his name.
Sacha Baron Cohen?
No, yes.
Yeah,
Dude.
so it's kind of like
So funny. Yeah.
it's kind of like that, but it was way.
I used to put that on in the background if I couldn't find something to watch at night. Just
Tom
put that
Hanks
on
is in that?
background music.
Tom Hanks is one of the greatest. Is there anybody better than Tom Hanks? Who's your favorite actor? I have a favorite actor. It's not Tom Hanks, but he's my top 5.
Oh, favorite actor. See, I'm not a good actor. I love. I mean, I think Denzel just holds the crown. But like, I love like some Leonardo DiCaprio movies, like the one where the Lighthouse one where he's like
Shutter Island.
Dude,
So-
that movie is
So you just Leo's my all-time favorite actor.
so good.
All-time favorite. All his movies are my top favorites. But if you look at the movies that Tom Hanks has put out, Tom Hanks is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I like the one. I think he did the one where he was the pilot in the Hudson River.
Sully?
The
Miracle on the Hudson River. Yeah.
Like every movie he's in is just good. You don't really have to do much. So, and what else was he in? He was in that the military movie too. Which one was Come on, help me out again. Don't make me seem
For
stupid.
which one?
He was in not Saving Private Ryan.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Also, Tom Hanks.
Is it? Is that it?
Tom Hanks?
Okay, yeah. That's what I was saying.
Saving
I was
Private
saying,
Ryan.
like that's what I'm saying. Like he's
was,
in so
one of-
many.
He was one of the brothers, right?
He's just in so many monumental, like good movies.
You know he's got a lot when he doesn't even show in his Wikipedia his movies, because you have to go to another Wikipedia page to see his movies.
Yeah, because
List of Tom Hanks performances.
I just am not good at actors and movies and stuff like that.
God, he's
and
good.
That guy, he's been in every movie's good. It's like listening to like Drake. Every song, most people know Drake's songs.
Are you a Drake guy?
I'm an all genre guy.
I have no problem with. I've never gotten into it.
My shuffle playlist, I like everything on Spotify. Like if I like the song, I like it, and then I just go in the car and I put shuffle on. So if it's a Drake song, it's a Drake song. If it's I don't know, Rich Men North of Richmond, you heard that
Great
song? That song comes on, it's just a shuffle.
That's a great one.
Genre.
The Catch Me If You Can is one of my all-time favorite movies. He was with Leo in that one.
Oh, who is he in Toy Story 2? Is he the potato or the
Who?
Or no, he's the
Woody. Watch your mouth.
I'm
Watch your mouth.
sorry. I almost said that. I know.
Guy's got
Potato
2
Man.
kids talking. You gotta get your Toy Story up.
Dude, I have that problem, which I thought we don't. I mean, I was going to talk about the preschool a little bit, but I just finally realized being there for now I think I'm like my 8th or 9th. I think I'm like 8 years just being there. I don't know the shows anymore. Like I used to be able to be like, they like sing
kid shows.
Yeah, like they used to say something and be like, oh yeah, like, and I could like say it back to them or like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking
You'll
about.
come full circle.
But now they're like saying stuff every once in a while, and I'm like, I gotta catch up again. I don't know these shows. Like I don't know these kids shows. Coco Melon's easy.
Yeah,
I mean easy. Yeah, I mean
My-
easy
my-
that
my
they
kids
watch
went
it.
through a Coco Melon stage.
Paw Patrol, obviously, like you don't have to watch Paw Patrol to know Paw Patrol. Yep. But like there's some just different ones. They start like singing this little thing, and I'm like, I can't help you sing this. I don't know what this is. I really don't.
There's some good ones. I mean, we've been on the Toy Story kick. I mean, there's a bunch. I won't
Yeah, but
bore
Toy
people
Story
with-
was more of like my child, like when
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Oh, absolutely. It came out when I want to say I was in
19.
95.
Oh, I was gonna say 94. So
It was 95. I think I was in kindergarten, maybe, when that came out. I mean, I just grew up with that. And I absolutely loved it. Still, now when I watch it, it's funny because now I see it as an adult, and there's like funny things that I never would have got as a
those
kid.
directors, producers, whoever that controls the writing part of it are
Pixar?
smart.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff in there that when you watch when you're older, that's like the older humor that's actually funny.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that you didn't catch on.
One of the best ones is Boss Baby. I used
So
to watch.
I started to watch Boss Baby.
It's great. I used to watch. So they had the series on Netflix.
Oh, you know about? I told you. I got your kids on Zootopia. Or no,
Zootopia.
that's
Yeah.
mine. That's
Every time I watch Zootopia, all I hear is a Shakira song. That's literally every time I turn in. It's like
Yeah,
you know what my
literally.
favorite part is the When they go into the DMV.
Yeah,
Hey,
the sloth.
Priscilla. Yeah, we
See,
say it
like,
all the time.
you wouldn't get that as like even a kindergartner or a first grader, second grader. Like, it's funny because the sloth is slow and you want help, but like we know, like, damn, the DMV is slow. This is hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's why these shows are so funny now. But there's so many new ones I can't keep up.
But our kids just laugh at it because it's just like,
Exact-
oh, it's funny sloth.
Oh, he's so slow.
And it's
Yeah.
like we laugh, so they laugh. So,
Yep.
no, absolutely. I think that's you'll come full circle. But
Pinocchio?
you got to know. Yeah, they did a live. He's Geppetto. You get. It came out last year. I've not watched it. I heard Man Called Otto's good. I didn't see Elvis.
Is put
Is it good?
put your mouse on it quick. Just want to
Toy
see
Story 4 came out in 19.
Put your mouse on Elvis quick.
Which one, Elvis?
So I could just see the. Yeah, dude, that movie is. It's really good.
Is it? So
yeah, it's really good.
So I'd like to watch it because the guy that directed it also directed The Great Gatsby back in the day.
Dude, it's really really good. It's kind of like a. Have you watched A Star Is Born?
No. Which one, the original or the remake?
The remake.
The remake? No.
I watched the original
You talking
one.
about Bradley Cooper's
Because I didn't
version?
know
No.
there was an original one,
Yeah.
obviously, because I just didn't know. But then I watched that one because obviously Anna made me watch it. But I was like, damn, like,
Good?
this is good. And Lady Gaga, that woman is talented. Like, she can sing. And that movie is so good.
Who's the best musicians you've ever seen?
Dude, I haven't been to many concerts. I
No?
didn't have that cool of a childhood.
Not a music guy?
Not that. Yeah, I would say that though. I was more of like, tell me what's hot and I'll like it and then I'll listen to it. Not so much like I had a lot of friends that just went to concerts and concerts and concerts. I think my first concert, which was scary as hell, not gonna lie, was a Big Sean concert in. I think I was a senior in high school. It was in Albany, and it was at like, I mean, some people might know this, but like Skyway Plaza in Plattsburgh, like that's where we parked and drove into, and
The
that
concert was in like a plaza?
that's what I can describe it as looking like. So like basically like the whole plaza's there. There must have been other things, but like we walked into Yando's, and then that was the concert.
Really?
The first thing that we saw when we walked in, we're waiting in line. We walk in finally. Like the concert hasn't started yet. The first what are they?
Opening act?
Opening act came out. I don't even know if it was the opening act because people weren't even in yet. It's like it was somebody like singing to like the few people that were in there early. Mm-hmm. First thing I walk in, the bar is like 20 yards to the right of us, in front of us. Guys jumping over the bar, like trying to fight the bartender.
Nice.
And the security's like pulling him off. And I'm like, I'm a 17-year-old in high school, and I'm like, are all the concerts like this? Are all the concerts at Skyway Plaza? Are all the concerts going to be this crazy?
Skyway Plaza.
And then we finally started the concert. And the only thing that was cool about it is because it was so tiny, we were so close to him. It was sweet. It was cool. And then I went to like Wiz and Snoop at SPAC. And Kevin Gates actually was like the opening act, which was sweet. Didn't know that was happening. And
Who's that? Kevin Gates?
Kevin Gates.
Should I know him? I don't know him.
I mean,
He's a good same genre.
Yeah. He's a good.
Kevin Gates.
Yeah, he's
American
a
rapper?
very good, very successful. Like he had songs that like people knew. Like it wasn't
Okay.
just like whatever.
Thinking with My Dick. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen that meme on the on TikTok or something. It's the old guy with the sunglasses, the skinny guy, and he's like the
Snoop?
the parade's going by, and he's like I'm just thinking with my dick.
No, I've not.
Yes, you look it up. Look it up. Thinking with my dick, old guy, guaranteed. You've seen it. There's no way you haven't.
Thinking.
Yeah, bro,
with-
he's super successful, super awesome, and like that's the thing is like we didn't like opening acts to me. I thought were just like
This guy?
People,
No, that's a dance.
no. People,
What's that meme? Probably just find
No,
images.
be like, yeah, that guy. Yes,
This guy?
Yes.
Never heard of it in my life.
Dude, you got to watch the video. Where's the video? Find the video. Oh, it's right. It says on TikTok. So like, can you like watch it? It's so funny.
This guy?
Yeah, right there.
Mardi Gras?
Yeah, watch this. This is so funny.
This
So
guy?
like, yeah. So like,
That was it?
Like this is just like either they, he just knows every single word of the song. I mean, at least this part. Just vibing with his little tumbler, United States tumbler. Definitely got something that's special. And just singing a Kevin Gates song. He's like, I'm just thinking, I'm like,
I've never heard
it
that
went
song in my life.
so viral and it went crazy, and everyone's watching it and they're like, dude, this is hilarious. But yes, that was Kevin Gates who went, which at the time we didn't know who the opening act was. So like having someone that we already knew coming out to the opening
that's
act
cool.
was
Bonus.
sweet. So like, and it was cool because like we were high schoolers, so we thought Snoop and Wiz were like, I mean, Snoop is still, greatest of all time, but like we thought like it was the coolest thing.
Snoop, I think, is bigger than ever right now.
He's amazing. He's just
He's
so
a smart dude. If
they're
you're
so
talking-
these a lot of these rappers and successful people who are super smart become these entrepreneurs, and they just take these things and they can just keep going. Like Snoop has been on so many different things. This guy owns so many different parts in different little companies. Like he just knows.
I wonder what Snoop's net worth is. Let's look it up.
I bet you it's 50.
No.
No, okay.
50?
Aggressive. Let's go.
Wait, well, 50 mil? Net worth.
All right, so let's say like 20.
No. I'm thinking like an extra zero on.
Oh, I was gonna say you're making me feel like I was. No.
No,
50.
I'm guessing. Okay, what do you think his net worth?
Wait. So how much he's
going
worth?
off-
How much he's worth total right now? If we were to like just on
Correct.
paper say.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. I would say like 125. 50 was kind of a
I'm
dumb
guessing
number.
300.
But you could make certain amounts like a month.
150. Is that what you said?
I said 125. But like that's the thing though. Like net worth it's not real. There's other money that he has, too, right?
Well,
you know what I mean? Come on.
Well, net worth too is it's like 165. He just made 15 mil right there on a quick drop down menu. No, I mean, then you start going into like Dr. Dre. Like, what's Dr. Dre's net worth? Is he a bill?
He's
Yeah.
probably like
800 mil.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's got to be up there in like 750 plus.
Eminem net worth. What do you think? M's. If Snoop's 150, Eminem's less than that. He's got to be 100.
No, I would say probably a little more. Yeah,
250.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's the greatest white rapper of all time, man.
I
that's
know,
just
but
what
I'm
it
just thinking
is.
like business things. But maybe
no,
I'm-
for sure. But I think it's publicity. Some things come to publicity or how you spend your money, right? Like if you spend it, are you still
Who's the richest rapper? 10 richest rappers.
Lil Wayne's got to be up.
So the
That's-
problem with
yeah.
this is like you're going to have Diddy, you're going to have Jay-Z, you're going to have,
Wayne's got to be close-ish.
who did I just say? Dre.
Yeah,
And then you're probably going to, what's his name?
DMX or
I want to say Birdman. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know if Birdman would be in that.
I think I saw some one time that
no
he was.
way. And I mean, if so, like crazy.
Lil
Lil Wayne's 10.
Lil Wayne's my favorite rapper of all
See,
time.
170 at yeah. See, like I thought he would have been a little bit higher
Cash
than
Money.
that, but
When I was in high school.
that's what I'm saying. When I was in high school, that was all we listened
Master P.
to. Yeah,
Th-
see,
so
a
this
little
is the
ahead
thing.
of my time.
These guys start getting into producing. That's where they make the money. So when you start
Yeah, so
going,
they don't make it off the music that we used to
Pharrell.
listen to. That guy's he's a
The Neptunes.
smart, like just he knows how to work.
If,
Whatever. He's also a feature on a lot of songs right now.
well, that's what. Yeah,
yeah.
M260. So I think number one. I think number one's between Diddy and Dre. I think Jay-Z's number 3. I think Birdman's 4. I could be wrong on this. Drake 270.
Who do you think's one? Or who do you think?
I
won?
think Dre's 1. Diddy 2 is my guess.
Well, yeah, Dre's at 800, so maybe
You got to
like
think
2.
Dre though.
Yeah.
Beats. That all counts.
It's just like if some of these people didn't get murdered.
Drake's
Tupac
270.
Tupac and Biggie would be way up there.
I'll be honest. I have no clue who this guy is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know.
But he needs to thank his cannabis industry involvement for most of his net worth. Okay, I was gonna say I've never heard.
So
of this
like,
guy in
see,
my
you
life.
could just be you could be like a one-hit wonder, but invest in a startup nothing and
Have you ever
be
heard of this
rich.
guy?
No, dude, I'm not gonna lie. No,
Burner.
maybe, but like I tell you,
I've never heard that name.
never
in my
seen
life.
that face. It's gonna be.
But again, this is the thing. If he's in cannabis, so he's in a different industry.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's why his.
But he's still a rapper, but he's not in the same industry. Dre's 4.
So we're
man, I'm okay. I'm
telling you, like,
curious.
do Tupac and like they
No,
didn't count because they're like I'm
No.
telling you they'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there if they were not.
I can't.
Wait,
believe,
I thought we just looked up Dre was 800 mil.
I think Dre's higher than this.
What year is this one?
550. I don't want to give away the last ones yet. I want to go through this in May of 2023. There's wow. I would have thought Dre had more.
I gotta think. Gotta be
Okay, so my top 3. I'm gonna put Diddy.
Diddy's definitely.
I mean, Snoop's not even on there yet. So Snoop worth more.
I think like Snoop's like
I'm thinking Dre, Diddy, and Birdman.
See, I don't know about this Birdman thing, man. But I didn't know that, to be honest.
Kanye.
Oh, we're idiots, dude. How do we not? Of course. Duh. Like what? Of course.
Significant drop versus the 6.6 bill.
The guy's probably been bankrupt twice, but he's still rich.
He was a billionaire?
Yes, he was.
So Diddy, so then one's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
What? I thought
Jay-Z also has a little bit of Beyonce swag to him, so let's
he's
be honest.
2.5 bill. Okay.
He's got some Beyonce swag to
Diddy's
him.
a billionaire. Yeah.
Beyonce's got some connections. She's one of the goats.
Who's dropped out? Okay, Usher. This is probably where Ice Cube,
I forgot about
Snoop.
Ice Cube.
There's Birdman. I wasn't totally crazy. What's Birdman at? But look what he dropped. 60. What? He dropped 63 mil. Okay, so he was higher. So he would have been in the top 10.
Yeah, but I just don't think he was like an entrepreneur. Like we're kind of like.
But think
getting
about
into these
50
people.
Cent is worth 40. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money.
LL Cool J, bro. Of course, dude. LL Cool J is sweet.
Timberland, I'm actually surprised Timberland's not higher.
He's not a rapper.
No, but I'm saying these guys that get into the producing, which pay more.
Yeah,
than,
why is he on here? I thought they were in rap. Is he ever? Do they classify as a rapper?
Jay-Z's 2.5 billion.
Isn't that sweet?
That's much higher than I thought. There we go, Jay-Z.
Look at that. USA, Canada.
Well, I mean, he's from Toronto, so it's basically U.S. So, right? He's from Toronto?
Yeah.
That's wild. So, this is actually even musician net worth.
Yeah.
Just, this is musician. I'm just going to say 20. Let's do 20.
Bon Jovi. Oh, we're
No, if I had to pick, who do you think? Bon Jovi? What?
Well, so all time to hear this point. Oh, dude, this.
I'm trying not to look. 25.
This takes some thinking. I can't.
I'm just
going to
click on this Passport to Iron City. I don't want to see the names, but who do you think is
band or person?
Doesn't matter. Musician. Could be a band. Act. I have.
Like my heart wants to say like obviously like the Beatles because they started it, but like I don't think they're even close to like something that's happened now with the new generation of things.
So,
bro, I honestly I don't even know if I can give you an educated guess right now.
I think number one's Paul McCartney. Not the Beatles, but Paul McCartney.
What about Frank?
My other thought is Elton John's up there.
I was gonna say Elton John, and I was thinking a little bit of Frank.
And then
Ocean,
the Rolling
but I bet you
Stones.
Frank Ocean's way down.
Who?
Actually, Frank Ocean. Frank.
I don't know.
What?
Frank Ocean?
Don't make me seem like an idiot. I swear to God. Yeah, dude. Of course. Yes.
I don't know him.
Dude,
Frank,
this might part to be
American
Yeah, I was gonna say
singer-song-
you're gonna make me feel like an idiot. Of course.
What?
Yeah, this guy's
Get
a
outta here.
beautiful voice.
We're talking richest people in music. Frank
He's
Ocean?
in music. Bro, this guy.
Let's first
got a
look.
nice voice.
I'm not saying he's not a good singer. Guy's got a 13 million. Brady.
He got more than me.
Oh, yes, but we're talking. Okay.
All right.
We're gonna
Fine,
click on
fine, deal. So,
I feel at this point Taylor Swift's got to be up there.
What about like
at a glance? Jay-Z. I guess that. Yeah.
So, but why are we?
We just looked at
Musicians in general.
Rihanna is worth 1.4 billion.
Bro, she's smart as hell.
What did Rihanna make her money in?
I don't know, but I've just read some stuff that she's like super like smart where she puts it, how she handles it. Like she just knows what she's doing.
That's awesome. I just
I don't know what she's in. Not a makeup thing. She's in something.
She's
though.
only 34. She's basically my age. That's crazy. Andrew Lloyd Webber. I mean, he did all the musicals and stuff. Paul McCartney,
Diddy.
fourth. Diddy.
He did make 5. Nice. billion, man. I mean, where the
Jimmy Buffett.
I forgot.
Jimmy
I wouldn't
Buffett,
even
man.
thought twice. I wouldn't even have thought of that though.
Never would have. I mean, I probably would have if I spent more time. But yeah, it
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying, dude. I can't be
Dre.
making these.
See, look at this.
decisions on the
They have
spot.
Dre at 950, and what the other one say 500. That's
Yeah.
almost double. So there's
See, I can't be making these things.
Herb Alpert.
You know Herb Alpert. He's
Do I?
Yeah, hold on.
I'm looking at. I don't know
Yes,
by
I do. Hold on. I know exactly what.
American trumpeter,
Yes. He's like I thought he was. I was gonna say jazz at first.
Spanish Flea. I bet you've heard his songs.
I thought it was jazz. Maybe I'm stupid too.
Why is he so rich? After outselling the Beatles in '66, he owns A&M.
Oh, he owns
Records.
AMM. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I said. Once you start
Why did I
getting
think
into
he was in
producing and
jazz?
records and stuff, that's where you make money. Madonna, Bono. Did you say U2 or did you say Bon Jovi?
I did say Bon
Celine
Jovi.
Dion.
Celine.
I don't really care going one by one. I thought we were going to 25 here. Taylor Swift is 12.
She'll be higher when she'll be one of the top 5 by the time she's done.
Yeah, the boss, Bruce. Dolly Parton. Yeah, Dolly Parton, dude.
Dolly.
Julio
9 to
Iglesias.
5, baby.
Never would have got him. But this is the thing. You get a lot of these people that are like
Mick
into
Jagger.
Caribbean and European music. Mick Jagger. Well, that's what I was saying. Rolling Stones got to be up there.
Yeah, dude, music was so cool in the 90s and 80s and all that.
Beyonce.
I thought she'd be higher, to be honest.
I did too. Love Beyonce though. Keith Richards, half a bill. Gloria Stefan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's worth that much.
I was going to say, she must be doing something different than we don't know, because... That's what I'm saying. It's this
Emilio
businesswoman, so
Estefan.
like she must be doing something we don't know about.
I think she's also, yeah. Johnny Mathis.
Yeah.
Wow, he's worth that much? Kanye 400. So he's
but
already...
he'd be more... J-Lo. He'd be more if he probably didn't waste his money on some of the
Shania
crazy
Twain,
stuff.
still 400 mil. Good for her.
Damn.
She's kicking it,
One of
man.
the OGs.
I used to love Shania back in the day.
Me too.
Don't impress me. Dun, dun, dun.
What a good time. Dude, I'm telling you, music was cool. There was such a variety, I felt like. Kind of.
Is it a rapper named Black Coffee? That's funny.
There's a rapper
It's a South
called,
African DJ.
Lyrical Lemonade.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah, there's a bunch of... There's a lot of out there ones.
You know what I saw last weekend, and people are going to hate me for this if you're in the music scene that I have never heard the Trey Anastasio band live. They blew me out of the water.
Don't put me on the spot.
Okay,
Trey's.
Trey's
I don't know
he's from Fish.
See, this is what I mean. Like, I
Lead
don't
singer.
know things like this, but if you played me a song or something, I'd be like,
For
"Oh, this is
Fish?
a great song."
Yeah, no,
But
you
like names, like actors, movie, like all that stuff.
no, you would know.
Things.
I just have never. I've never seen. I know Fish. I just have never seen Trey's band. And Trey's band blew me out of the water. They were so good.
Bro, speaking of that, have you heard the Queen? Have you been?
I love Queen.
Did you go to the Queen? What are they called? What do you call it when you are being them but you're not them?
Cover band.
Is that
Yeah,
what it's called?
almost Queen. At the
Yeah,
Strand.
here. Yeah.
One those was great.
Have you been?
Yeah, they're awesome.
I've heard that they're so good, and I want to go just to see how
they
close
coming
to
back?
accurate. I don't know. I just know that they were here like a 2 year or 2 years.
I thought I went last year.
Maybe it was last year. Yeah.
They're really good. But they, yeah, I mean, they sound pretty comparable. I mean, we'll take a step back there. They sound good. Freddie Mercury, I don't think you can.
yeah.
But the guy who actually sings it,
That's what I mean. Like I want to
yeah,
hear.
they're not bad. They play all the hits. They
But the Strand only holds like what 500 people.
almost Queen band. You can see where the tour is, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're actually halfway decent. Let me see the tour band, but these guys actually, like, this is their gig, dude. They tour. Like, imagine that.
That's
like, you just go
sick.
around dressing as Freddie Mercury and playing.
Yeah, being allowed to be somebody else or singing somebody else's songs.
So I found out, who told me this? Might have been Jared was on. You don't have to pay royalties if you sing a song live. It's only if you record it. So if you cover a band during a concert, you don't owe that band royalties. So you can play whatever song you want on stage. It's not like if you got up and started singing Stairway to Heaven, there's no, unless you recorded the song and made profit off of it, you would not have to pay.
Because it's live, you don't have to.
You don't have to pay a fee. Yeah, or you don't have to pay royalties on it. So when people are like, "Oh my God, it's so hard to license that song or play it," absolutely. But if you were to turn, opening act, Led Zeppelin tribute Elton John tribute. That's pretty cool.
Does it work for like that with comedians? Like,
I don't know how that
what
works.
if I knew like a comedian somewhere that nobody else knew about doing shows in like LA, but he's a small town LA one, and
I mean, if you copied his stuff,
and I
think
just
that's
took all his stuff here.
I think that's a big no-no.
But why?
If you
Based on that definition though.
I mean,
because I'm going to do it live.
I don't think that. And again, I'm
just curious.
I'm not a comic. I don't think they could get you for like copyright infringement or anything like that. I think the problem would be
when you get caught, you get shit on.
You would just be shit on by
Yeah.
other people. Like, I don't think there's a legal issue of taking the material. I think it's just an unwritten rule. Like, if you're stealing stuff, that's a big no-no because like I've been at comedy. When we went and watched Kevin Hart. You couldn't have your phone out.
Dude, I know. I've heard that.
And
actually,
they've had people like walking. I've also seen comics where they
It's like a movie theater where they have the little glow stick.
But I saw people getting escorted out, literally like taking their phone out to check the time. They would kick them out.
Yeah.
So I've also seen it where they have to put them in like little baggies. They'll clip a baggie, and then when you walk out, they take like a fob, and they basically unrelease the thing and give your phone back. So you keep your phone, but it's in a case, so you can't physically get your phone.
Yeah, you can't use it until you get the.
So I've seen that. I mean, I've been to comedy shows too where they don't take your phone. But the higher level ones, like Kevin Hart, they don't take your phone, but they have. I mean, when I say they have people, they literally have like a person in your section walking up and down, just staring at phones. The entire show, they just walk in. Oh God, probably 5-6 years ago.
Where was it?
7 years ago, Albany Times Union. Sat on the floor. It was pretty cool, but it's also like. I love comedy. Like I love going. The only thing that I would say I would take live music over comedy any day. One, because it's 2 to 3 times the length. Because you can go to a show and probably be there for 2.5, 3 hours, depending on the band. Older bands play longer than newer bands, in my experience. But you can go for, and I also like the vibe of music better than comedy. Because music, you don't have to. You can talk, you can hang out, you can have a drink, you can relax. Right? Comedy, you're kind of just sitting there watching a show.
Yeah, you don't want to interrupt what's going on.
Yeah, you're not like chit-chatting. Like you and I could just talk in the back, and there's music being played, and it's just like you're in the atmosphere, and it's fun. Comedy, you have to go sit, listen, and you're like, it's like going to a play. It'd be like if you went to a play and like Broadway play, and you're just like talking the whole time, you'd be kicked out.
Yo, I've been to a Broadway play. Yeah. Let me tell you. I did not. I don't like drama. I don't like theater or anything like that.
You liked it?
Coolest thing I've ever been to. Coolest performance I might have ever seen.
Well, when did you see?
The Lion King.
Me too. That's the only one I've ever seen.
Frickin'
really
sweet.
I actually thought the opposite.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see. It was in Montreal.
Did you go to Place des Arts?
Yeah.
So I saw Lion King on Broadway. I saw like Broadway, New York City.
So when you say on Broadway, does that mean you're in Broadway, or does it mean like
Broadway? Broadway's like the
thing that's like.
Well, Broadway's New York City. Broadway is like that's where they all start, and then they go off Broadway. Off Broadway means I'm hoping I'm using the correct terminology here. Off Broadway means they go other places. So like I saw the Book of Mormons up in Montreal at Place des Arts, which is like the equivalent of going to Broadway. It's actually honestly probably a bigger theater. Like
it was the coolest thing. I'm telling you, I had low expectations and I was blown away.
So I actually had the opposite. I actually had higher expectations for it. I thought the performance, it's great. Like it's cool. It's way better than anything I could ever do. But from an entertainment perspective, so this is what I've been. A couple of things that I'm trying to get better at, and this is going to get better as I get older. I know. If I don't like a show, a movie, performance, book, I want to like get better at stopping it. So like I've been reading books and I try to get through books. I've read a bunch of books this year that I've never finished because I got to a certain point and I'm like, you know what? Just not getting anything out of this, or it's not entertaining, and I'm going to stop. Last year I read every book, so I read like 60-something books. I probably would be on pace for that this year, but I've been rereading stuff and I've been reading things that interest me to learn certain topics versus reading. So I'm like. And I'm also reading denser books where I'm taking my time going through. So I might read a page. I could read 4 to 5 pages, probably the time it takes me to read one of these pages. Because I'm reading, I'm underlining, I'm thinking, I'm taking notes onto the next page. But I've been quitting books I don't like. Same thing, last weekend we went to see, I told you, or last 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, we went to go see this music fest. And the headliner on the second night, big name player, I don't really know him. Everybody's like, that guy's great. You're going to love him. Like, cool. So I was like excited. We finished. They had a couple bands that I like really enjoyed, Trey and Stasio being one of them. And then all of a sudden we go and this guy comes out. He plays a song. Then he plays another song. We're about halfway through the second song. We're like, let's just go. Like, we're good. Because it just wasn't my vibe. And I'm like, just because this place is packed and everybody wants to see this person, I don't really know this person. Not that the music's bad. I think we've been fine. It was just like, it's not what I wanted to do at that moment. So I was totally fine being like, you know what? I'm just leaving. And I don't think that was... I think somebody would be like, like you wasted your ticket. I'm like, well, I saw a bunch of music that day that I really enjoyed, and it just wasn't my style. And I had a good day. I enjoyed the ones I saw, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, if you made the most of it, who cares?
Yeah, and I'm trying to, as
you'd probably be more annoyed if you stayed there for stuff you didn't want to watch.
Well, I think this also came when I had kids too. Like you start realizing like you only have so much time. So I'm like, why am I doing something just to slog through it if I'm really not getting anything out of it? So let me just stop it and to go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like things I've been trying to get better at. And I'm sure if there's older people listening to this, they could probably be like, yeah, I relate to that. And there's probably young people like, I don't relate to that. And I don't know. It's just like where I'm at right now that I'm trying to cut off stuff that I don't enjoy as much.
You should be able to cut off stuff you don't enjoy if you don't have to do it.
Yes, correct. If it's my choice, I'm like, why am I like?
Why?
Well, like, but I also think you slog through stuff because the expectation is like, well, I bought this ticket and I should watch it, or I bought the book and I started the book and I'm 2/3 of the way through. I have to finish because I started. I'm like, you don't have to if you're not enjoying it.
You gained something right there. You figured out you don't like this topic or you don't like what they're talking about. Like, so like there's no reason to push yourself through that if you don't like it.
I just find it, but it's like something that we normally try to do.
Oh yeah.
And I think like as you get older, at least for me, I mean, this is me thinking out loud in the process of it. You just stop doing stuff. Like even the podcast, there's times I'm like that person, like someone's like, oh, why don't you have that person? I'm like, honestly, I don't really want to talk to him for 2 hours. Not that I don't think they'd be interesting or fun. It's just not really what I want to do. So I like there's stuff like that too that I get kind of selective as to who I actually want to have on because I'm taking the time to talk to that person.
There's almost so much time in a day.
There's only so much time in a day. So I got to have like fun. So then there's like an enjoyment factor. Do I learn something? Do I have fun? This is more of like I'm having fun and I'm probably going to learn some useless factoids and I'm going to love it because those are some of the most fun ones.
We do enough stuff that we have to do that we don't enjoy to make us do stuff that we think we should do to just not do it to enjoy it. So
do you think we should get a fan in here? Are you hot?
Hey, you want to pause this?
No, but is it? It's getting warm in here.
I mean, I'm chilling. I think we need another fiddlehead. Maybe.
I had it. You want another one? You dry?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they're still staying somewhat cold. They've been in here for about 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna put the mini fridge in here, then I realized like it's not a really good conducive space for a mini fridge.
This is the
only
only
I thought
room
about having a coffee bar, and I thought about having a bunch of stuff.
This is like one of the only rooms in your new place that I noticed that doesn't have one of the
a window,
the vent things though.
Oh, so right above you there was one.
Oh,
so Phase. I just call him Phase. Paul and Cody, doesn't matter. Phase electric handyman. Paul, I apologize, I'm butchering your name, but Phase, Phaze. They took all that out. They cut it all off. It was coming in here, and that was one of the things I had to do. Was like I have to block off that heater.
Oh, because it makes the
air was pumping in here. You wouldn't be able to hear. So we cut it off. We redirected it. Had this all blocked off. So when I say like I acoustic soundproof this this room, it's more acoustic proof than soundproof. But that was one of the soundproofing methods. Put carpet in, so carpet ends up taking the sound out. Obviously, all the stuff on the walls.
That's true. This wasn't carpet last time I came here.
Same floors outside there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this stuff was this room and my office were the last two things done. I basically did everything else, and then I did my spaces. So like I kind of like got through other people's stuff, and then I did my stuff.
I painted 10 feet of trim.
You did
10 feet, maybe 15.
It's better than all the people that only painted 9 or less.
It's true. I don't think I even painted that much.
I'll be honest. The only people here that volunteered and did more work than you was me, Jen, and maybe Chad. Nice. So you were on the top 4.
Even more than my wife? Say it on the podcast. Say it on the podcast.
Anna was probably here longer than you were here, but
she was here longer,
sat in a chair in my office and watched us paint. And no, I'm just kidding. We enjoyed having Anna, but no, she didn't work. She was definitely early stage pregnant. Probably wasn't
Really? That
no,
was 9 months. I was gonna say it must have been sooner than that.
No, she was early pregnancy. She was probably first trimester. I'm guessing. She came
You're
in
right, because that's when we were talking about it, and you were telling me.
because I got this in November.
You told me the third trimester. You told me some tips about the third trimester. Let's just
True.
With twins, no.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
We all have different experiences.
We all. Yeah.
But yeah. So hey, I got some questions. So we got
Noise.
Did you actually bring notes for this, or were you just bullshitting?
Oh,
me?
dude! I swear to God.
Notes on what? Work?
Yeah, what if we were going to talk about my place of employment?
Do you want to talk about that? Do you feel
Love
like
to.
So you can write it off as a time expense?
I can't write anything off, brother, but I wish.
No, you can talk about it.
No, I will.
And then we're going to go through some funny things that I've actually had this sitting on my desk. I'm I've never actually asked these questions.
Do your thing first.
No. Do your thing, and then we'll just rip through these until we have to leave. No, because if we do these, we'll never get to your questions.
Well, I don't have
Answers.
questions.
Answers. Facts. Do you want? Go ahead if you want. If you don't want to, it's fine.
It's not that I don't want to. I just like talking. This is more scripted now.
We've actually had a lot of. We've had you on. We've had Katie on.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep it simple. I don't even need notes, okay?
Speak from the heart.
I'm gonna just keep it simple because I don't want to say things. Everything I'm saying is my opinion based on experience, basically.
That's good.
For real.
So it's factual to you.
So it's factual to me. Do I know 100% what I'm talking about? Maybe not. Are there back end things to other things? Like, the reason this can't happen is because there's other things going on. I understand that.
But 60% of the time, every time.
But I work at a early intervention preschool. I'm the director. So, early intervention preschool agency, which also is so we have preschool classrooms, and we also provide services at homes for early intervention services and developmental delays. Yeah, keep scrolling down this website though, because see how that thing is over that. See how
Did
this
Mrs.
is all
Channell make this?
She started, but I'm the one that actually started doing it. But you see how this is all messed up here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not. So keep scrolling down though.
Is that because it's supposed to be on? Is that supposed to be because it's on the phone?
Actually, refresh again. Can you refresh the page?
Yeah. Is it just because it's supposed to be formatted for phone, not?
No, it's supposed to be formatted for both. Actually, that's one of the ones that's not supposed to be like that. But either way, this is good. See, good knowledge. Because if you keep scrolling down, See me. There
we are.
Keep scrolling down.
Brady with the kids.
Trust me.
Katie, shout out.
Shout out Katie Calkins. Boom. Website's under construction. So it's been under construction with it had nothing for a while. Like
So you're the main contact.
For like enrollment and question purposes and getting you to the right person per se, because my lovely aunt Katie, the owner, and Bridget Benware, also co-owner, right there. I want to say like they built the foundation of this, but they didn't build the foundation. They built the house, and like I just want to build a mansion, if that makes sense.
So they did the foundation. You want the addition on the house,
like because the foundation to me seems like they put in all the work to like get to like the bare minimum ish, but that's not the case. Like they built the big house. Like this is like you got 6 kids' house.
You're saying they built foundation and some amenities.
Oh yeah, like this is like a 8-family home place.
Gotcha. So
and there's like there's always you got to fight and you got to battle in the certain aspects and certain things and advocate for the right things, and that's kind of what like I'm trying to do, just because I got the young gun personality right now, and I've been here for 8 years, so I can see like the type of care that we put in and such. So it's the only way I can explain this really. And like to the most simple, like not even like someone, not saying people are uneducated or whatnot, but like, I think, what is the most important point in the development of a child?
The most important?
What would you say is like what is the most important time to engage and give?
So I learned this. Well, I'm gonna hopefully be speaking correctly here. So
No, it's a good.
When I had Tom Murphy on, and Heather Gottlieb from Sweetheart and Heroes, what they said was that I believe, was it 3 to 5 was the age group where there's stuff that you can do or will do at a kid at age 3 and 5 that will stick with them for the entire lives, and
Correct.
they'll act a certain way based on that development at that age.
Correct.
And most of that time is external or environmental stuff.
Correct. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Parents, friends,
Yep.
kids,
Correct.
TV,
Social
things
interaction.
Like, social, yeah. So basically, I'm actually, I got to get you on this sign up for this. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's called Daily Dad.
Oh, yeah. I've seen,
Have I told you about that?
I think so, but
Get it. You get an email Monday through Friday. It's the email I look forward to reading the most each day. But basically, the idea behind it is like I try. So when we went back, we're gonna go back a little bit. When we talked originally about like your prep for kids, I had no prep. Like we never took classes. I never read a book. I never read a blog. I had no nieces and nephews of.
learn on the job, baby.
Yeah, I have. At the time, I had a niece and a nephew, but they were a little bit older, and I didn't see them as much like in that younger age. So I had no experience with babies. I never held a baby. I held a baby 2 years before my son for the first time, and I was like sitting on the couch with like this kid on my lap.
It's kind of that's normal though. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
and it's just like I wasn't used to it. And then when I got my kid, I was like, "Oh, this is easy." And then my last kid, I'm like holding 3 kids at the same time. And
you're like on your shoulders, on your top of your head,
yeah, upside down,
Yep.
like they're fine. But so I had no prep. So where was I going to go with this? What were we just talking about before I took a detour? Age and like so.
Yeah.
So one of the things now, like I did zero prep prior, and now I'm starting to look at different things about fatherhood. With you try to get it from people that I respect, and try to kind of learn as you go. If people ask me for parenting advice, I always say just do what works for you, because meaning like your family, because everybody's different. Like,
That's true.
Like
That's
our
100%
kids don't sleep in our room. They never have. They have always slept in their room in their bed. Some
And
kids,
that works for you.
and it works for us perfect. And some people are like, my kids slept in my bed till 5. I'm like, that's fine if it works
And
for
if
you.
that worked for you and that's how you slept, there's more research coming out right now because, SIDS is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Granted, I work at a daycare, 3 to 5 agency and special education and community kids and all that stuff. And I understand the importance of children's safety and such. Everything that you get information-wise about SIDS is 100% accurate, but it's worst case scenario.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
for example, when my wife and I, or Anna and I, my twins, Anna and my twins were in the NICU in Vermont.
Yeah.
They were swaddled with their arms in, a pacifier in their mouth, and they were sleeping on their stomach. And that was for like 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We get to like a week before discharge for both. It's make sure they sleep on their back, make sure they have nothing in the crib, and no swaddle. Or make sure their arms or stuff like that. Like make sure they're just by themselves, like on their back. It's what is it? ABC's.
ABC. Yeah.
Alone on your back in a crib.
That's it. Yeah. Yep.
So, and I'm like, that's great and all. It's like a great, like that is the umbrella like of how to ensure that something horrible does not happen. But especially for our situation, it's semi-unrealistic when you just helped raise our kids for 2.5 weeks in the NICU because they needed extra support, and they were not sleeping that way at all. They were sleeping swaddled, they were sleeping with a pacifier in their mouth, and they were sleeping on their stomach.
I think when I was a kid, I slept on my stomach.
That was the thing back in the day.
Because they didn't want you to throw up. So if you threw up, you would project out, not up, and get choked
So
on
that's a thing too. So now it's more, I think they switched it, if I could be wrong, but I think it's about the 4-month. So you're supposed to sleep 100% on your back until like the 4-month part.
Okay.
And then when you get to 4 months.
Solid foods or whatever. Solid foods about 6 months, I think.
It depends. Kid to kid, but you
Ish,
can,
yeah.
I think, introduce it. But like sleeping on your stomach is not recommended until at least 4 months when they can support their own neck and like push themselves back and forth, and stuff like that. But it was just very interesting because the NICU was telling us all this stuff, and then when we reached out to like find out hey, listen, our kids like to be swaddled. Can we swaddle them with their arms out and like have them sleep on their back? Someone looked at us and said, "What do you mean? Who told you couldn't swaddle them?" And Anna and I looked at each other and we're like, what do you mean? We were told, alone on their back in a crib. Like, that's what we were told. And they're like, well, yeah, but like, you know what? We're going to have to look into this. So they actually went and had a meeting about like what certain information they're supposed to give. Because it's almost like they make you feel bad if you do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
I was so our kids went to CVPH. I was impressed. Like, the nurses were great. Granted, I always look at people try their best, so like, I know nothing, and these people at least have some experience, so therefore they're in a better position than me. But I think really at the end of the day, it's like what works for you. I mean,
seriously,
you figure it out. Like you said, if you're like, I'm going to take Elliot, she's going to take James, well then you do it. Like, if it works, it works. Like, you guys are going to figure out it's like dinner time and bath time and play time and sleep time and nap time. It's like, your kids on a schedule, not on a schedule. I think our biggest, I try to,
you just each fill in the gaps of what's missing. You do what you got to do at the time. Like,
well, I also try, like, as a parent to teach the kids. I try to give them leeway. We went to kindergarten orientation yesterday. Crew's walking around. It's great. He's walking around, and they're like, okay, we're going to go to... And I was actually pretty impressed because, like, you think, like, parents would, like, dart out the door at the kids.
Yeah.
They were taking the kids out of the classroom, and we've been in the classroom. They went over some stuff. The kids are all playing. There's about 6 kids, and, like, we're going to go check out the art room and the gym and all the stuff.
Like, show you what they actually do during the day.
Yeah, because I mean, we've never been to the school, so part of me is like, I'm kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious what an elementary school looks like, because I haven't been one in years. And all the kids line up and they walk off, and parents are there, and one of the teachers is like, "You guys can go if you want." And I was surprised that like parents weren't like rushing out the door, because we were like, okay, let's just. I'm always one like I want to just see them go do their thing and not.
It's a huge thing too. Is there's a. Which kind of gets into like what we do is there's a separation anxiety / separation. I don't think attachment's the right word, but there's a lot of stuff out there in terms of like. So basically, we teach our kids stranger danger.
Yeah.
If you don't know a stranger, stay away. But then yet we expect them when they get preschool age, school age, like, hey, here's someone you never met before. Have a good day. So there's a lot of stuff on how to like actually make that transition more logistical and like better feeling for the child in terms of like what you kind of just said. Like, you have to have the orientations where the parents are in the school with the kid before they go to school, so that the kid can see the parent interacting with the adult that they're going to be with on their own. Yeah, so they know that adult is like a friend or an aunt or an uncle or whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's like this whole thing about like making sure because the kids read the parents' emotions mostly because they've been with us for 4 years, wherever they go to school.
Teacher,
exactly.
Teacher.
So making sure that like if they can see that the parent's comfortable with the teacher or other adults, then the kid has a better grasp on wanting to be comfortable with the adults and not being so nervous and scared about leaving their parents for 5, 6, 7, whatever amount of hours during the day. So there's just a lot of different types of things. So it's kind of cool that they gave you the option to leave or stay, to be honest.
And
because a lot of times you're right. Like, it should be a lot of parents. I feel like back in maybe way back before, they'd be like, yeah, I got to go to work, or yeah, I got some time. Like, we'll go. But like, it truly is just seeing the parent interact with the teacher that's going to be watching your kid is what helps the kid understand that teacher is a good, like, a person that you can trust.
Yeah, and we were there for maybe close to 2 hours, and the whole time you could see that like he was nervous, and he was like had this like kind of shy and nervous and like a little bit scared, and then he kind of went with some kids and didn't know the kids, and it was and a couple times I like let him go. I mean, we can see more than he can see, so I can see him, but he's like off with the kids, so he kind of can't see him around. And there was a couple times I could see him as he was walking back, and he was kind of like, you could see he was nervous. Like, you can read your kids, and then you could kind of see his eyes were like looking around, obviously looking probably for us. So like I just like walk in and I just like wave to him or walk and give him knuckles, and then just like
it's like as long as he can see you, he knows that what's going on and his environment is safe or cool. He knows that you're there. Like, okay,
and it was more of that and like pumping up. Like, dude, what do you think of the library? What do you think of the gym? And like just little things. Like, he went on we were talking with some parents we knew, and he ended up getting on the bus by himself, did the whole thing, got off, and then all the parents kind of went up, and I was kind of mingling. We were kind of walking. You could see he was kind of looking, and I can tell like he like holds it in where he's like nervous, but he's like. And then I ended up coming over and seeing him, and then he was excited. Then we walked in, and like towards the end, he was like big smile at his cubby before we walked out, and he got excited. So
it's environment, man.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to show my brother and sister when we go back for like they have open house next week or the week after," and so it's cool. But you're starting to see like I try to let them do stuff. I try to let them like push the envelope a little bit, get hurt, do some stuff because like I want them to know. I want them to experience like difficulty, and I want them to experience pain, and I want to not that I want them to be hurt, but like, yeah, like
it's life, man.
But it's life. It's
you gotta. You
make a mistake, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. Like,
well, that's the same thing. Would you rather have them? Not like you're gonna push your kid down a flight of stairs. Like, let's get realistic here because people take it crazy. But like, would you rather them experience what pain semi feels like when they're 3 to 5, or when they're 13?
Perfect example. My kid goes up. We have this like kind of hillish thing on one of the roads by our house. He got training wheels. He's wearing a helmet.
Full send.
But he's going full send. So I'm like, I'm going to make sure you wear a helmet. But if you go full send and completely crash and skin your arm and like basically, he's basically going to the point where like he goes off a little bit, he's getting really hurt.
He's not going to break his. Oh well, okay,
he might break an arm. But I was like,
hey,
but again, worst case scenario, he's probably breaking his arm. But I'm like, he's wearing a helmet. He's got like he's fine. But I'm like, let me just see you go down and of course at that age, and he had actually kind of not fallen the day before. But his chain came off, and I fixed it. It kind of freaked him out, and then he kind of bombed down probably 70% of what he did before, 80%. It was like learning experience. So like I want them to have that, but then I also want to be, if they make a mistake, I'm going to like make sure they know that wasn't good, but then I also try to use it as a teaching moment, not necessarily like I'm just going to yell and scream at you. So it's more of like, hey, we're not doing that. Like, what'd you do?
That's
Why'd you do that? Did you like?
That's our whole philosophy, baby. Validation.
Yeah,
they don't know what right and wrong is until you teach them.
Correct. And even if they know they shouldn't have done it, they're kids, and it's like, that's fine. Like we make mistakes, but like let's try to think through so we don't make this again. And like it takes time. It's repetition. But
we're adults too, though. We know why they made the mistake. Most times, like that crew shouldn't have jumped down the full flight of stairs. And why did he jump down the full flight of stairs? Because he thought it was cool. Yeah. So you validate, listen, I know that's a lot of fun. I know that's this, but hey, this is what could happen, and let's try something. If you want to do something like that, let's do something else.
Yeah, and I look at them like they're
that's
kids.
A crazy example.
They're going to learn.
But, yeah.
Well, Penn jumped off from the upper part of the couch the other day,
okay,
over the couch onto the ground,
and
and we like looked at each other, went down, hit his nose, and he was like, "I hit my nose." I'm like, "Buddy, you just dove."
Is he talking too? I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen
him out, but he dove. Damn. He jumped from the top of the couch over the couch onto the ground. He's 2. He just like jumped.
I haven't seen him since he was.
Dude, he just
babyish.
Starting to potty train now. Big things happening.
Oh
right now.
My god!
This kid just bombed off. We're both looking. We just see him jump. We're like, because he has no. He's not like. Fear goes down in our kids, so like, which I think is normal. Like our first kid, like grew very like cautious.
Well, because you're cautious for your first kid. You're less cautious for your second one, but still cautious for your third one. You're not as cautious.
Dude, I'm like,
give me your questions quick. Give them to me.
So this is actually funny. So we're gonna spend about 10 more minutes, and I've had these questions. One, because I'm like, so I was trying to make this podcast. Like I've been winging this for 5 years, so I'm probably still gonna wing it. But I was like, you know what? I want to have some topics that I think would be fun to, because sometimes like interviewing people is fun, and if you have people on again, it's like let's go through these questions, like have fun, like going through these where like you can kind of think. It's like you got to really think about it, which I think is fun.
Give me. Let me think.
So do you want me to start on the first one?
Let me think. Yeah, let me think.
I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna go down.
Just rip it. Yeah.
Okay. First question. We'll try to both answer them.
Sure.
And we'll see how far we can go on this before we run out of time. Whatever. What do people misunderstand about you most?
Ooh.
So some of these are like, ooh, I gotta really
damn, it's deep, huh?
Some of them are. Some of them are easy. Some are subjective. Some like the third one will be easy. Like you'll get it once
I think that I am very passionate about a lot of things, so sometimes I can go off on tangents or like continue on for a long time, and it may seem like I'm like neglecting the opinion that's being told to me as I'm communicating, but truly like if something like I care about or something that like I really feel about, like I respect your opinion, but I'm going to talk just as I think like I should. Like I'm going to try to convince you what I'm saying is right. So like I feel like that comes across as like, yo, you're an ass. Sometimes like, oh, hey, you're not listening to me, or like you're not, because like I'm more like.
So are you trying to persuade someone, or are you just voicing an opinion?
I'm trying to persuade somebody on something I think is true, not neglecting what they're saying, because I'm open to what they're saying. That's what I always try to say. Like that, I guess that's it right there. Is I don't love, but I'm happy to be wrong. I swear to God. And Anna does not agree. I know that for a fact. My mom definitely does not agree. I know that for a fact. But if you can persuade me that I'm wrong, like I appreciate that, because I don't want to continue like giving tangents and rants and be wrong. So like I'm confident what I'm saying is right, and like I'm like trying to convince you, or not convince you like in a bad way, but like if it's something I think I know, or something I think I'm educated in, or like how I feel, like I'm going to listen to what you say, but I want you to feel just the same and like give it back to me. Like I want to actually be like, you know what? Actually, you're right. That makes no sense what I was saying. I totally get that. And I will do that. I will straight up be like, you know what? True. So the next time I go talk to somebody else, I won't go on the same tangent and look like an idiot. Like, so like sometimes like going like being too passionate, or like too, I mean, you know me, like I'm very out there, very personality out there, like talk a lot, like, you know, whatever. So like it can come across as like, yo, you don't want to actually hear what I say. Like you think you're always right type stuff, which maybe I do sometimes. I'm trying to work on it, but.
Well, if I don't agree with someone, I don't try to change their opinion. I don't really debate a lot of people.
Maybe persuade is the wrong word. I don't even know how to say it.
Well, I think if there's two things. Like in my work, if I know someone's wrong, I will tell them they're wrong. Because I've gotten to the point where I used to not, and now I'm like, no, you're wrong. And this is not to like, this isn't like an opinion. This would be, they'd say something, this might be a client or a client's parents or something. And I'm like, that's actually not correct. And the reason I'm saying that is because I want them to have the right information. I've lost clients that way but in my head, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm trying to help you out. And if you don't want to see that, then that's fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with not being told I'm spewing BS. Like I can, you know what I mean? Like I want to know. I want to have the same communication back and forth that I want to give to somebody else.
It depends. Opinion-wise, I can have my opinions. I don't try to force my opinions on people, and I don't like people that force their opinions on people. Usually, you see that a lot with like politics, parenting.
Yeah, opinions are different. Yeah,
yeah. If it's
maybe that's not. You're right.
If it's factual stuff, like if I said I believe this, and you're like, actually, Galen, that's not correct. Like I know that this is correct, and you're wrong. I'm the same as you. I'm like, good. Because I try to learn. I want to get better.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah. And I don't care if I'm wrong. I want to be right. Like, I mean, I want to be right by learning right.
That's my biggest point. Is I always want to be right. So if I'm wrong in the moment, the next time I do the same thing, I'm going to be right again.
Correct. That's
so I just want to keep being right.
You just want to be better, so you're more knowledgeable.
Yes,
so that's it. But
100%.
If it's an opinion piece, I could say my opinion, but I'm not going to. If you tell me an opinion, and this a lot of time comes to like, you know, politics is an easy one to say because people will say their opinion in politics, and then they'll be like, "You're an idiot for not voting the same way or the way I think." And I'm like, "No, because if I think you're an idiot for not voting the way I think, then all of a sudden we're at this like agree to disagree thing, where it's like I vote for certain things that I think are good. I agree with certain people here, disagree here, whatever. But I'm never going to tell someone like I think you're batshit crazy." Now, do I think that some people are? Absolutely.
Of course.
But
That's
for every person
respecting.
I think that, there are people that think about me. So I'm
Correct.
like, you know what? I'm not naive in thinking that I'm right. I just like I want to try to always get better.
But I also like the agree to disagree.
Yeah,
I have great one of my best friends. We probably disagree or agree to disagree on a lot of things, but we are the best.
But you
of
enjoy
friends.
their company.
We are the best of friends, like literally, because we can go back and forth though, and like he can tell me something, and I'm like, oh wow, actually that kind of makes sense, and I can go right back at him, and he's like, all right, I see what you're saying. But like that's what's good about that.
Yeah,
like,
and I think it's good to hear different sides. So I'm like, I mean, the podcast is great because I hear people of all different. I hear people say opinions on here. I try to keep opinions to minimum on my part because I just don't really care. Certain things like I'll have opinions on like things like the golf team. I don't think Justin Thomas should have been picked. I don't think it's a hot topic. I think that's what most people would say. But
it's going to be a hot topic soon.
What do most people misunderstand about you? I'm going to say it myself. I think that some people think that I'm more outgoing than I am. I'm an introvert by nature, and I consider myself an extroverted introvert, meaning I like quiet time. I like alone time. I can step up and talk. I can do stuff. I have no problem public speaking. I have no problem doing a podcast. I have no problem randomly going up to somebody and talking to them. But I'm also one of those people, my communication bandwidth, meaning how much I can stomach talking to people, not because I don't like the person, but just like mental fatigue, gets used up. So like if you say at the start of the week, Monday, I got a battery life of like, this is how much energy I have for other people this week. And that's conversations, that's thinking, that's all that stuff. Typically that gets used up during the day. It's like any kind of battery, it recharges at night, but as the week goes on, it doesn't recharge to 100. It recharges like 80, then 60, then 40, then 20.
Just like your Tesla.
So always keep it on 80, make the battery last longer. But what I'm saying is like, I think some people are like, oh, I thought he'd be more talkative or more energetic or whatever. And I'm like, I would love to be 24/7. I don't have the energy to do that. I put my energy where it needs to be. And then like typically like Friday nights I go home. Most nights I go home and I just chill. I'm wife and kids.
See, but that's why you're good, because you could say that. Because if I didn't know you, I would think you're an extrovert only.
No,
that's all I would think about you.
Like if I go home, like there's nothing better than going home for me on a Friday and not leaving my house until Monday. Nothing. I want to hang out with my kids. I want to now. Some of that might be like we go out as a family and do something on the weekends. But
or you like go to the store quick for like 30, 40, like grab something.
Maybe,
you know
but I'm
I mean?
like maybe we take the kids to a park.
Yep.
Maybe we take the kids to our camp or something. Perfect. Stuff like that. But I'm not one where I'm like, I got to have stuff planned all Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, I love Saturday, Sunday being like, do we have anything going on today? Like nothing. I'm like, great. Like, love it.
And they make judgments when they don't actually know you.
Yeah. So that's something I think people misunderstand about me, that when I get out of work, I love being with my wife, my 3 kids, and just chilling at home.
Can I switch the you don't have to ask me all the questions. I want to switch the tables though.
Oh, if you have a question.
So are you
I was
good?
Just randomly go down all this.
Are you good at shutting off your work to family? Or like work, not family, work to like when you're not working, like what you just said, like if I'm done on Friday, like boom, doing this.
So
your job's a little different though. You're kind of on the.
I would say this I've gotten very good at, not very good. I've gotten better at this over the last probably 2 years. I would say right now,
it's hard.
It's hard. I focus on work-life balance probably more than anything in my life. Really, if I had to strip it all down, everything that I do and think about is how can I maximize my time at work and then maximize my time not at work.
See, I'm glad you said that, because that literally is what we didn't get to talk to, which doesn't matter, but that is our basis of what we're doing at our agency right now. Like we want you have to work, you have to stress yourself out too much sometimes to be able to actually do what you want to do, but we try to benefit in terms of as an agency and a private company from like school districts in terms of like we pay for mental health days. Like you can just randomly be like, hey, like I need a day, and we'll say take it.
Yeah.
Like we want you to provide good services. We want you to do this, and then we'll be like, don't, if you need some time off, like you do this. Like it's just like you got to take care of your we want you to take care of your family.
So rest and recovery is a big one.
It's huge. And it's not to say like, let's take like 5 days off every single month.
No, but
there's a line.
I've always worked. I've been in a career for 13 or 14 years now, which is what I'm in now, real estate, where I set my own schedule.
You work in real estate?
So I just started actually. It's going okay. It's a little slow, but we're getting there. So I work on. For basically the last 14 years, I've been I've been task focused, not time focused. Meaning, I got something to get done. I'm going to get it done. That could be I'm going to get it done in 2 hours. That could be I get it done in 14 hours. It doesn't matter. perfect example. Today, we're going to end here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to spend probably 3 hours with my kids and my wife. I'm going to put them to bed. I'm probably going to work from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock tonight on this project that I'm trying to get done. I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to be back at this office by 7 a.m. I'm going to work on the project. I already know because I blocked it off tomorrow for 4 hours. And during the time,
Keep yourself on track.
During the time I leave here to the time tomorrow at 11, if there's something that comes in that I can't talk to somebody on the 15-minute ride home, I will have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I probably won't answer a call or answer any messages until 11 o'clock tomorrow. The reason being, and we talked about that, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb minimum of 12 hours a day, minimum. So you have the nighttime, which is anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. I typically have the evenings, probably around 6 or 7. I'll put on Do Not Disturb, and then I'll turn off Do Not Disturb at typically around 11 o'clock in the morning. Meaning if you call me at any point in that time, it's going to go right to voicemail.
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean I can't see it. It just means I don't get notified. So this morning, I got to the office here at 7. I worked till 11 on this project, and I was like, I got to get this done, and I got this one thing to do tonight, and I have this thing to do tomorrow for blocked out for 4 hours. And because I'm gone Friday, for the most part, Friday late morning, so I have a little bit of a chunk of business time. So what I've been trying to do is work more. It's like I work in the business, but I'm trying to make time to work on the business every day. And the difference is in the business, you check the box and you move things day to day. Working on the business allows you to make progress forward, but also up, if that makes sense. So I want to climb up. So I'm getting stuff done, but I'm working on stuff that's going to grow me, not just continue day to day. So I've spent the last 2 years, I'm going to get into this more when the time comes, so I'm not out of it yet.
Next podcast with Brady.
Yes, possibly. But I basically spent the last 2 years spending a lot of time in my office thinking and looking at a computer screen and organizing thoughts and creating stuff, with the idea that all this stuff is going to pay dividends over the next few years. But it was has been a step back that I knew I would have to take at some point, and I've just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and did it. And I've worked harder my last 2 years than I have in the last 5 or 6 years, and that was even when I was doing. I think most people look right now, they're like, "Oh, we don't see you as much." And I'm like, yeah, but
working
different seasons of life where you have to put focus on different things, and I was doing a lot at the time, which was good. And then I had to take a step back because I created problems, which was good. But I created problems that I had to then go back in and fix that will now allow me to have that next, hopefully, growth stage.
Man. Like you can't just you're not like you could talk about stocks all day long. You put money in because you don't know it's going to work. You know, you don't know if it's going to work right away, but you invest in something that you think is actually, you know, that you can grow at the time, though it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But you put the grind in, it's going to be different.
So I would say money, time, and energy over the last 2 years have expended more of all three of them.
But which you put in, though, to like that's a retirement. You put in money to retirement,
correct.
So when you're done,
it's been
you're done
2
so
years
you don't
of
have to do it later.
Yeah, 2 years of money, energy, and finances spending or outputting without, or the input without the output.
Because the output's long term.
Output's long term, and the start of that output, I think, is going to happen probably in the next 6 months.
See, like that's a good. That's why you're different though. You have a nice like logistical, realistic timeline that you keep yourself on track.
It's long term, and it's also coupled with, I try not to, the best I can, try not to care what other people think, if that makes sense. Meaning I try to beat to my own drum and own plan and try to stay very, very, very focused on that. With the idea that I'm going to piss people off and I'm going to limit certain things and certain commitments and certain financial status goals. But if you look long term versus short term, I think I'll do well. Short term, if I kept playing the same game for the short term, I would have capped out quick, and I would have had no room for growth.
Yeah, you'd be just the same
And
person.
it wouldn't have
You're
been
the
where I
same
wanted
thing.
to be.
Exactly. No.
It would have been like probably would have been lucrative and looked good on the surface, but internally and idea of what I want to do would have been a massive disappointment because I would have took the quick, easy win versus the hard, longer struggle, persevering championship win.
No, for sure.
What I mean.
No,
So
no.
that's what I think people would misunderstand about me. So based on all that, I like my alone time to recover.
He likes to be alone.
My next, we'll do
Give me a couple. Yeah, one or two
more.
two.
One or two more. Yeah, you know what? Hey, I do have to get going. Like
Me too.
Within
Going to
10
my
minutes.
mom's. I'm grabbing swallows.
Within 5 minutes. What's your favorite childhood memory?
Ooh.
Do you have one that like really sticks out? I mean, you probably have a bunch.
I
but
have a couple,
anything
but
that like jumps out.
What's childhood? What caps you? Like, what's the cap?
My mind went to like
10?
12 and under, probably. That's where my mind went. But childhood could be really anything.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know if I could. You got to go first. I don't even know if I could think right now.
I
on
would
that.
probably
That's
say
a tough one.
childhood memory. And I'm going to go young, like that age. I would say my favorite childhood memories would be playing, I'm going to call it backyard sports with like a group of buddies.
Dude, no way you just said that.
Is that what you're going to say?
I was going to say I was like, I can't think of anything, but going to like West End Park up by Sandra Avenue, like
Yep.
just playing like normal. I'm like,
Yep.
I can't like just being
Backyard football,
not
backyard
having to like
hockey,
your parents
or
let you finally
street
go
hockey.
out and do your
Yeah.
own thing, kind of, but still,
We
that's
used
so
to play
weird.
street
That's
hockey
weird.
every Saturday morning. Pretty much, I'm going to mess the dates up. I want to say like right when the snow melted, so probably March, April, May-ish, we play street hockey. We played football in the fall into the winter. We call it backyard football and street hockey.
Oh yeah.
We played like home run derby with baseballs. I would say that's probably my favorite childhood memory, coupled with probably my camp, which we still go. I just was there a couple days ago. It's just a family camp we've had for decades, and we spent the summer there. So I would say that, but I would say probably like just a group of buddies just playing outdoors sports.
I was just
Pick
gonna
up-
say like
just pick up sports.
My thing was basically gonna be like because we're gonna live in a different world. The ability to be able to be trusted / do things at a younger age alone with your buddies.
Yeah.
At a place that all the parents knew, like where you
Yeah.
were.
This was like fourth, fifth, sixth grade. So it was like
Dude,
10, 11,
exactly.
12.
Yeah, I was like 10, 11, even till like 10,
riding
11,
bikes,
12,
doing like going
till like 8th grade probably. So probably like from like 5th to 8th grade at least.
Yeah, that's about right.
I was like, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to West End. I even was allowed, we were allowed to,
That's a pretty big hike from where you
childhood
live.
and fucking memory. Sorry. I forgot
No,
again.
but that's a pretty big hike from where you live.
I lived on Olivetti actually at the time.
Oh, okay.
So not
So
that
not
bad.
that
No,
bad.
right
Not
next to
bad.
Prospect. No.
Yeah, not bad.
But it got to the point where like, which I'm grateful for, because I wouldn't, at this time of age or in this day and age, I wouldn't let my kids do this. I don't think. I'm going to try to let them because like I did this shit too. Dude, I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, and I'd be like, hey, mom, dad, or dad, whichever's house I was at the time. I'd be like, we're going to West End Park at 9 p.m. All the kids from the middle school are going. We're playing Manhunt.
Love it. Flashlight tag kind of stuff.
And we would just show up, and
Yeah.
there'd be like 35 of us sitting
Yeah,
in
the
West
best.
End Park.
Best.
Be like, all right, you're the person that's it first or whatever. And everyone else would hide only on West End Park. We had rules. Like, you couldn't go outside the fence. You can't go here. You can't go here. If you do, you're cheating. And we just got to play like no. And but like I don't know. I mean that was late. 9 o'clock is late for a
it's dark out.
13-year-old. Like
Absolutely.
that's late. But
yeah.
it was cool, and like that was. I think that helped. Like I mean, telling you, social interaction is the best thing for development.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. Love it.
So yeah, that's my thing.
These are actually personal questions. So I can do...
You get personal with me? Gosh, oh no.
I don't want to do... Okay, actually...
Give me a real yeah, come on, do it. I'm not scared.
So I got personal questions, whimsical and off the wall, industry expertise, and great
off the wall.
I know, great closing questions. I think, Some of those are good.
Oh, you got good one. Give it to me. Come on.
No, do you want a great closer question?
Sure. Yeah.
So, last question because I got to go, and hopefully we do this semi-quick.
We'll do a third podcast.
Do you want to do the
actual preschool?
Do a great closer question? Is the last question? We'll do a closer question.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
Where can listeners find you online? That's actually one. That's terrible. God, get out of that one.
Where can they find me online?
No, we're gonna skip that. First question it says is, what are 3 books you'd recommend to this audience and why?
Oh, easy money. I hate reading, so I can't recommend any new ones.
That's fair.
For sure. But Jim Candy, Pop, and I think it's Jim Candy. Jim Candy, Pop.
Is that a book?
Yeah.
It's not John Candy, is it?
No, Jim. I think it's Jim Candy.
Okay, it's a book. Okay.
It's about a long story short, a guy who is a high school kid, maybe-ish, playing football for something, and got into some different kind of drugs.
Got some hard drugs?
And then he tried to, kill himself, but he missed. And, it was just talking about, it's freaking amazing. I think it's a good book.
Jim Candy? It's a book.
Yeah. I think, Jim as in, GYM.
Oh, Jim, school
a gym. Yeah,
Gym Class Hero. Okay.
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
For sure. Jim Candy, Pop. Pop is a phenomenal book.
Okay.
Some guy with dementia, also a football book. Just a weird coincidence. It had an orange background, though.
Wow. Okay.
Like an old guy with dementia trying to help other. Oh, this one right here, actually. That one. That's it for sure. Yeah, by Gordon. Yep, Gordon Corman, I think. That book is sweet. Oh God! Now you're putting me on the spot for a third. I don't even like reading that much. Dude, I don't know if I can give you a third right now.
Can it be a kid's book?
Anything by Lori Berkner.
Okay.
I think she usually sings, but she might have wrote a book. So Lori Berkner, preschool.
My 3 books.
Read Jim Candy though, please.
Yeah,
It's good.
I'm gonna do 3 books. I will. I love reading, so it's good stuff. But okay, I'm gonna do 3 books. Number 1, we'll start with fiction. Great Gatsby, favorite book of all time. Favorite fictional book of all time.
I read the Da Vinci Code because I had to in high school, so I actually could add that because that book was actually cool. That was the first book I liked that was long.
Funny, I actually liked Angels and Demons better.
I read that too, also, but I
very good.
Love Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code is great.
I had to read it for a book report. I love it.
That is a great book. Anything by Dan Brown's great. He's got a lot of them. Lost Symbols, amazing. Okay,
Hunger Games are good too. Shit,
those are all good. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
I would Great Gatsby number 1. That's my favorite book. I've read it multiple times. I typically read it every few years. I feel that's a book every time you read it, even though it's the same book, you're in a different stage of life, and you take something different from it. Even though it's a fictional book, there's a lot to it. So Great Gatsby is number 1. Fiction book. I actually say if you had to read one book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I read it last year. I think it's fantastic. So again, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. It was written in 125 AD. So do the math. It's a very old book, but very relevant. Get the Gregory Hayes edition. It has like a little raven on the front, black, white, and red on the cover. That one, Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. If you've ever seen Gladiators, he's actually the old guy that dies in the beginning of the book, of the movie.
Oh shit!
Not Maximus. Not Maximus. Who's the guy in the Gladiator?
You're thinking of
Maximus Aurelius. Not Maximus Aurelius. It's Marcus Aurelius. Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's not Maximus. Is it Maximus?
Maximus is the main character.
Now you're making me think I'm wrong.
Gladiator. No, Gladiator is Maximus. What's his last name? Gladiator is one of my all-time favorite books or favorite movies.
It's a sick movie.
Plot.
No.
Marcus Aurelius.
All right, here.
Dies.
Cassianirus. No.
No.
Dude, you're making me feel like I'm stupid now because I thought it was what you said originally.
No.
But I don't think it is.
Russell Crowe.
No, it is.
Maximus Meridius.
Oh, so did you say Meridius? What did you say? Now I can't remember what you said.
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maximus Meridius, but Marcus Aurelius is in the beginning. So Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, is a journal to himself, and that's number 2. that actually put that number one. If you had to read one of those books, like for life, that's the better one. Great Gatsby's fiction, so it's more entertainment. So Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. God damn. I'm in a book I really, really like is called The One Thing, which is more of like a business book, which I think is great. I also think another book that's more of like life/business is called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, which I read last year, which I think is fantastic.
I looked that up
That's a great book.
I think you post. Did you post about that book?
Last year I read it last year.
I looked it up.
I got to reread it this year.
I looked it up after you posted it last year. I looked actually it was something.
Naval Ravikant. He's kind of like Silicon Valley. He did Angel. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant I think is fantastic. It's a mixture of like philosophy, health, business. I think they're all great. All right, Brady, we got to go before I get past my curfew.
Back to our children.
All right, this was great. Everybody, hope you liked it. Show about nothing. But those are the best shows.
See you in episode 3 for sure.
Yeah, sometime.
I'll be here.
Probably 2024, but we'll do it again.
2020.
I mean, we're almost at the end of 2023. This is the thing. I get someone on. I'm like, you were just on like 2 months ago. I'm like, it was a year and a half ago.
So maybe I should be here for New Year's. New Year's
I
podcast.
probably won't be here on New Year's. We could, but it probably wouldn't be.
Of course. We could bring our kids and do a New Year's podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I could like roll in at like 11 and do like an 11 to 2.
I'm perfect.
That might happen. That might be
That'd
cool.
be hilarious. A New Year's podcast.
We'll see. Not out of the question.
Look
All
at
right.
that.
We're going to end there. 242, Galen Trombley Show, Brady Channell. We're out. Thank you for listening to the Galen Trombley Show. Be sure to subscribe, review, and share the episode. You can follow me on all social platforms at Galen Trombley. Thanks for listening.